you guys.
Jenny's already yelling at me.
I didn't yell at you. I just said turn
that volume down.
That's not what I sounded like.
Okay,
That's not what I sound like.
Right.
I just said turn that volume down.
Okay.
Well, because I have to tell you every time, too. Well, because it's distracting.
Okay.
It's like, because I hear a noise, and then, like, two or 3 seconds later, I hear it from over there, and I'm just kind of like, I'm getting an echo.
I'm already feeling fat today, and you start fucking with me.
I'm not fucking with you. Okay, That's all I told you was turn the volume down.
All right.
He always, like, I say something to him, and then he repeats it back like I said it, like, turn that volume down. And I absolutely did not say it like that. I just said it in a normal fucking voice. But thank you for trying to make me look like an asshole. No, that's really awesome.
I'm not making you look like an asshole.
I did it. I just told you to shut the fucking volume down.
So who's in the comments?
All the usual folks.
Yeah.
You said we were going to have company. Yeah, we thought we were.
Yeah, they never got back with me. They were saying, fucking Tony was like, yeah, I want to go. I'll have to ask her later. And I said, dude, man, you live with her. You ask her. It's his wife. You know what I mean? And he goes, okay, I'll ask her in a minute. And then he never got back with me. And I says, all right, well, send me a message in the morning because I got to go to sleep. And I guess they slept through it. Man, it's fucking hot in here. And I turned the air conditioner on.
Well, you can turn.
This is why, right here.
Well, like I said, I don't turn the fan on in here in the day. The light's on too. So.
Shit, you did that?
Well, because I was painting my nails
Which one
earlier.
turns louder, the middle one?
The middle one.
Okay, that's right.
I was painting my nails earlier, so I had to put the lights on because I couldn't see.
Right.
It's dark in here, which usually is good, but when I have to do really, really close-up work like that, like painting my fucking fingernails, I can't. I'm getting so fucking blind. I hate it so much.
So Gramthars in here, Maniac's in here, Tammy's in here, No Need for Me's in here, Cheryl's in here. I wonder if Tila's going to show up.
I don't know. I haven't seen her in such a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, I just kicked you.
The German's got Sandra.
The Germans.
The Germans got her.
Yeah, so DJ Maniac said, she said we're going to have a company. I put on pants for nothing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What, you usually watch us, like, naked from the waist down like Donald Duck?
We can't see you, man.
Or can we?
Yeah, we can't see you.
Amon Nagir says, when you guys fuss, it's funny as hell.
It's new.
What?
You got it hooked up back there.
Yeah.
That wasn't like that before.
Well, I stole that table from the other room because there was nothing on it. Because there was so much shit on the floor.
Okay.
You know what? Yesterday, I worked in the morning and then I said, you know what? I'm going to clean this shit.
Okay.
So I kind of straightened stuff up. Mostly it was the bathroom. The bathroom wasn't filthy. I mean, I usually keep it clean, more or less.
The house is clean. I showed you guys.
But yeah, I mean,
we tidied it up a little bit.
Yeah, but I was like, well,
hadn't been vacuumed in here in a couple weeks.
The bathroom needed like a deep clean, like scrubbing the tub and all that kind of stuff, which I only do like once every few months or so. But you know what I mean? Well, I'll do like a little bullshit kind of like wipe down and stuff, but it's like I don't get in there with like the scrubby brush, like. Yeah. Unless it gets really... But honestly, one thing that's nice about this house, as opposed to our old house, we had super hard water, okay? Because I would clean the shower, then like a week or two later, the bottom of the shower is like orange.
Yeah, and it was a plexiglass shower. It was like it fit 5 people in there. We tried.
And we had to grease them up a little.
Yeah, and it like... It was big old, it had like a plexiglass door, and the seals were starting to give out in it, and it was clear, you know, and to keep that shit looking fucking spotless was a pain in the ass of that hard water.
God, it's like I felt like every time I cleaned that bathroom, I had to get in there with my fucking, because I have a little, it's not a toothbrush, but it's a little scrub brush that kind of looks like a toothbrush. That came with my cleaning kit, and I had to get down there with the grout and to get all the orange out, and you had to bleach it and bleach it and bleach it.
When the landlord moved in there and took over, he tore that thing out.
Oh, really? Did he really?
They tore that out.
Well, it wasn't in that great a shape, to be honest with you. And honestly, there was a crack on the outside, like the cement on the outside, and and it leaked a little bit. It didn't leak into the outside of the bathroom. It was just
they put a new shower stall in there, new kind of shower, new bathtub, everything. It changed all that. And then the whole house is tile, that expensive tile like we have downstairs.
See, now, I kind of wish we could do that to this house eventually, because fuck carpet.
The carpet's only upstairs, pretty much.
Yeah, there's no carpet downstairs, which is fine. Except, no, the other bedroom down there has carpet. But
it's still not that much of it.
But it's not that much of it. But it's mostly...
And it's new.
Yeah.
Carpet's in here pretty new.
They are.
And, which if you're going to do this, you couldn't do it in tile. You'd have to do it in wood. Because it's a wood floor.
I just kind of wish, like, more houses... I mean, I guess you see it more with houses that have been built, like, really recently. They're going more toward, like, the no carpet route where, like, the whole house is just tile or wood floor, and that's, like, so much better. It's so much cleaner.
Well, the reason why they did carpet before is it's cheaper.
Well, yeah, I know. Well, that's the reason they still do it now.
Yeah.
But there's really no reason to have carpet in Florida. It's not like the floors get cold or anything like that, and it's like
just a cheap floor covering.
Yeah, and it's you know what? You know it's funny. I don't know why I just thought of
this.
Used
to have the linoleum. That shit was even cheaper. Remember that shit? It'd all be all wavy.
Yeah, it was in my grandma's house.
It was terrible.
I used to live in an apartment in Daytona, and it had carpet in the bathroom. Who does that? Who puts carpet in the bathroom? I mean, how you can't ever keep that shit clean. It just smells like a wet dog all the time.
Yeah, you'd have to have carpet shampooer.
That's what I mean. It's like, so, like, I move into the apartment and I'm just kind of like, seriously? What the fuck? Who, decided to put this in here?
I think some people have done that without really even thinking about it. Without even realizing the ramifications.
I saw one the other day. I saw this video the other day that was, it was like, what was it called? It was like architectural, like, what the fuckery or something like that. And it was just like all these pictures that people had posted of houses they were, gonna renovate or something like that. And there was just like weird shit in here. Like, here's like half a toilet, like on one, then there's like a wall in between. But there was one bathroom that not only had carpet on the floor, it also had carpet on the walls.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what that place like smelled like after a little while? Holy shit.
They're asking if we're going out tonight.
I don't know.
I could go or not go. I don't really care.
The thing about it, though, is that because Barbarella is moving at the end of February, they're doing essentially 2 Memento Moris.
Oh, they are? When?
They're doing one on Friday, the 18th.
Okay.
So next Friday. And they're doing one on the following Monday.
Right. Okay.
I mean, the Barbarella on Friday night is not exactly the same because it's 3 DJs instead of just Dimitri.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a similar thing, like industrial type stuff.
Yeah.
So that's going to be like a Friday night and then the Monday night. So I don't know if you wanted to like save money and wait until, because like next Friday for sure we should probably go out. But we got to go downtown. We got to go to downtown Orlando.
All right, we'll just save it up till next week then.
I mean, if you wanted to go, I didn't know what was going on, and
I haven't been to mannequins in a while, but
Well, if you honestly, why don't we go tomorrow? If you want to go, why don't we go tomorrow?
All right.
Is it not as good on Saturday?
It's not as good on Saturday.
Well, that's true.
But it's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
We can if you want to.
Because we just have to save. Saving up money makes a better idea if we got to go out those 2 nights. That's quite a bit of money. We'll just because we'll fucking spend. So we might just want to hold off and do those 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean it's up to you. If you really had your heart set on going out tonight,
I'll hold off till next month.
Then we can. But I was just telling you because I knew that
the month's
would.
in a couple of weeks anyway.
Well, this is a short month. It's February.
Short month.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
And Monday's Valentine's Day.
She wants to wrestle. You trying to get me to wrestle, huh?
Amanda Gare says, I love downtown Orlando. It's really sad that Barbarella's leaving, but I can understand why they are.
Yeah, I was changing down there.
Well, Orlando Weekly did like a really big article about it, and they talked to John Gardner, the guy.
Yeah, I saw his explanation. I didn't believe it.
No, but I'm just saying that they've been there a long time. He's like, it's not the landlord. I've had the same landlord all this time. That club's been there for like 37 years.
It just doesn't get the movement that it used to because the fucking crime. There's been a spike in crime down there, and people aren't going out. COVID is a problem. Is part of the problem. But also, people getting shot.
And he did make a good point, too, which is kind of related to that, is that the clientele of Barbarella tends to be slightly older.
Yeah, and they weren't replacing.
Yeah, so...
Part of it, though, was the fact that he wasn't he wasn't... Well, here's the thing. In Orlando, you can't go for a younger crowd because there isn't a younger crowd for some of the type of music type events he would put in there. Like, let's say, for instance... He says, well, I want to go a little bit younger. I want to get the people in the early 20s. The only thing that would be like maybe that would fit for that place would be like Cold Wave and shit like that. And that's not going to pull enough people. they have those nights.
Well, they tried to do that, and they didn't really get that many people. Like, some people came, but not that many.
And what's packing it in down there is the fucking, is the rap crowd now. And they're shooting the place up.
What they tried to do... Well, actually, the most successful night at Barbarella, for a long time, I don't think they do it anymore, was Mac and Cheese, which was Wednesday nights. Yeah. And that was just, like, cheesy-ass music.
Bullshit.
80s and 90s. Like, they played, like, Vanilla Ice and, you know, like, cheesy 80s shit. Like, nothing cool, like, new wave or anything, but just, like, the lamest shit imaginable.
Yeah, and it was funny, because, like, young people were going to that.
Yeah, and they got a younger crowd for that.
Yeah.
For a while, they did Friday nights that was, like, indie.
Yeah.
And that was real popular, too. I went there a couple nights on Friday, and it was so packed you couldn't even, like, hardly move in there.
The younger crowd just wasn't going out as much as the older crowd. And then when COVID hit, it was even worse.
Yeah, because a lot of people just said, fuck it.
They're like, fuck it. And they don't have any money.
Yeah, that's
a lot of it is they don't have any money. The dudes don't have any money. The girls don't have any money. They don't have any money.
But I'm not sure.
Which I don't blame them. I mean, you know, they're growing up in a bad time. You know, bad time. Especially the past 2 years. So a lot of people that, you know, got to club age for the past couple years never showed up.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see.
2 years worth of fucking harvest was missed when it came to
harvest.
Of harvest, yeah. That's the people that.
I mean, like I said, you 19, do. You know? Yeah, I mean, you do have, and the weird thing about particularly the Barbarella and Mannequins type crowd that we hang around with is a lot of them, you know, have kids that are old enough to go to clubs, and a lot of times they'll bring their kids. Yeah. You know what I mean? Which I think is funny. So there's like 2 generations. I can't really think of too many other nightclub scenes that would do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and you can't tell them apart.
Where people bring their, it's like, hey, here's why he just turned 21, so here he is.
Yeah.
He's like, he's been waiting for years and years. He's like, he's always jealous that we could go out and he couldn't go.
That's very rare, though.
Yeah.
Most parents aren't like that.
No, I know.
These are the kids.
But we do know, several people that have kids that are that age that bring them.
These are the kids of scenesters.
Yeah. And they get cool. It's just, it's funny because I kind of feel like I know one couple that had kids, and like when their one teenage, she actually kind of went against it for a little while. She's like, what the fuck, and try to do her own thing. Yeah. But now that she's older, she's like, okay, she got back into goth now, so.
Yeah.
She wanted to rebel against her parents for a little while.
Goth princess.
But when she got older, she was
Jenny gave her first pair of shoes. Boots. First goth boots.
When she was really little. Well, she was, what, 12, 13?
12 or 13.
And that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
now she's old enough to, like...
Well, 2 years later, she was old enough to wear those. There was fucking, when we were in high school, 15-year-old girls would wear that. 15, 16.
No, I was talking about going to a club. I was not talking
go to a
about,
club.
You know, you could wear the boots whenever.
Yeah.
Let's see. Zach says, I'm not much of a booze guy. For me, it's always either too sweet or too bitter. What are some good middle ground type drinks?
Gin and tonic.
That's pretty tart, though.
Who is this? Zach?
Zach.
Why are you asking these kind of questions, Zach?
Why is he not allowed to ask those kind of questions?
Gamers supposed to know everything about alcohol. What are you talking about?
I don't think that's true.
Oh, yeah. Man, supposed to know everything about style and alcohol and what drinks for what and fucking, you know, come on, man. Get your C-3PO status on. You're supposed to know all that shit. Asking, I'm not your bartender. No, but, okay, look. It's either too sweet or too what now? Too
bitter.
Strong, too bitter. A gin and tonic, that's about middle of the road. At least it is for me.
Although, like I said, it's kind of tart and like kind of acidic.
A screwdriver's middle of the road for me.
Maybe the orange juice is what's making it too sweet. I don't find orange juice sweet, but some people do.
You just use less orange juice.
You can actually get lower sugar orange juices, I'm pretty sure.
I wouldn't worry about that.
No, I'm just saying that if you're really...
I would just use less orange juice.
Vodka tonic, yeah. I don't love vodka tonics. They don't taste like a lot to me, but yeah, they're good. They're good too if you still want to drink but want something that's not super calorie rich, because I think vodka tonic is like the least high calorie of all of the drinks.
Go drink Black Velvet, which is a 50-50 mix of Guinness Stout and hard apple cider or hard cider. 50-50 mix. It's good.
DJ Maniac says, consider this, country music back in the 40s and 50s was primarily about drinking, fighting, and fucking. It was the gangster rap of its day.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Bloody Marys. Actually, I actually quite like a Bloody Mary. I don't have them that often, but every now and then. I don't ever get them at clubs, though, because they don't... I don't even remember. I think I got a Bloody Mary at the Grotto one time, but I don't think Barbarella or anywhere like that. I don't think they have Zing Zang or they have Bloody Mary mix or anything. So I don't think I've ever got one out other than that. I usually have those at home because every now and then if I'm at the grocery store and they have a good deal on Zing Zang, I'll get that. But those are, I don't know. That's almost kind of like a meal, a Bloody Mary.
Okay, so today is Friday. It's Open Lines Friday. If you guys have any questions, if you want to talk about any cases, you want to talk about paranormal, unsolved mysteries, true crime, anything, current events, you can just go ahead and drop a question in the comments section and me and Jenny will get on it. Other than that, Zach did say that he had a screwdriver at a nudist beach is the only time he didn't hate vodka. He said it was good. So, yeah. Yeah,
screwdriver is usually my go-to. I like vodka mixed with orange juice, or I like vodka mixed with... I'm also a big fan of cherry-flavored vodka mixed with Sprite. That's also very
Granthars
good.
talking about Champipple. Man, that's Fred G. Sanford's fucking drink, man. King of trash of his junk empire.
Did you know that was based on a British TV show?
Nope.
Steptoe and Son.
Okay.
They were grizzled old white guys.
Okay.
It's funny though because I saw it when I was over there. I mean, it was old.
Yeah.
By the time I was over there, but there were still like reruns on every now and then. But I thought it was like really funny that they had based that whole fucking. And I don't think most people know that.
If you like Bloody Marys, make a Bloody Mary with something called Zing Zang.
Yeah, I just talked about that like a little bit. Yeah. I really like Bloody Marys.
Yeah, you can get that at a grocery store.
Yeah, I think it's usually what, like $6 to $8 for like a pretty big.
Of the mixer.
Yeah, of the mixer.
It's real heavy in celery seeds. It's good.
That's good though. I like that.
Real tangy. Real good.
It's funny, every time...
You don't need any seasoning.
Every time I have a Bloody Mary, I always think to myself, you know what would be really good right now? Just like a skewer with a big piece of rare steak in it. Like stuck in the Bloody Mary.
We have Zing Zang in the back refrigerator.
Do we? How long's that been in there?
Oh, a year at least, a couple years.
Oh my God.
I gotta go check it.
You didn't tell me that?
Yeah.
That's been in there the whole time and I didn't know?
Yeah.
I thought we ran out because I don't even remember last time.
Half a bottle of it.
I don't even remember last time we bought it.
It's probably bad by now. I gotta go check it.
Yeah, because shit, man, that must have been.
It's been over years.
I mean, that's got to be more than a year ago.
Yeah, it's probably ready to throw that out.
I don't even remember when we bought that.
A long time ago.
It's got so many spices in it. Maybe it doesn't go bad. I mean, I'm sure it probably does get bad.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like
how long does Worcestershire
sauce?
Let's Google it.
How long does Worcestershire sauce last? Forever.
There's so many spices in there. It might be okay. I don't know. I'm not gonna risk it. If it smells okay, I would totally drink it though. I'm not proud.
Nah, throw it out. Just get some more. They got it up at the grocery store or up the
Yeah, they got it at Publix.
Publix carries it.
That's where I bought it before.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was still back there.
Yeah.
Just shows what I know. I don't ever go in the garage refrigerator. I don't know what's in there. It's a mystery box. Because that was like a bunch of shit that we took from our old house, and I don't even know. Because we had the refrigerator in the garage in our old house, and I didn't even know what half of what was back in there most of the time either.
Hey, Jen, you guys ever heard of the Junko Furuta case? Never heard of Furuta. Have you?
Wait a minute. I don't think so. It sounds slightly familiar, but I can't really place it at the moment.
Okay, Mark says, "Hi guys, I'm interested to know what Tom thought was going on in the haunted house in Boston he stayed at." Thanks.
Oh, that's a good time. Yeah, that's a good thing. Because I don't know. I'm sure you've mentioned it before, but I don't think that you went into it in any depth. Sorry, that's Pookie messing with her little. She has a little thing that has treats in it that she knocks over, and then
weird.
treats come out its butt.
What's weird, I don't know if you guys ever listened to Redonkulous. It's another channel. Terrace Pops. That's his channel. And he's a ex-Special Forces, U.S. Army Ranger, airborne guy. He was in for like 30 years. And he was triple tabbed, man. He had Ranger, SF, and fucking... what was the other tab that he had? Anyway,
Get it, Pookie?
they put him in charge of Abu Ghraib prison after that fucking scandal went down. He was in charge of that, him and his unit. And he said that place fucking gave him the creeps. He saw what he believed were ghosts there, shadows, and just fucking bad feelings and stuff. Because they knew the details of what had happened at Abu Ghraib prison. And it's weird, he had a lot of similar experiences to what I've had. Dreaming true, having feelings, having visions, dreaming about people and talking to them in your dreams, and then you found out that they remembered the conversation, they had it in a dream too, that kind of stuff. Ghosts. RSPK, recurrent spontaneous psychokinesis. It's happened to him. It's funny, you know, in military, and people have this weird ideas about guys that have military and police type backgrounds that you know, super straight laced and real fucking cut and dried. Nah, man, fucking every dude that I knew that is in that profession had weird things happen to them, because when you're kind of at the outer edge or the extreme edges of emotion and stress, consciousness kind of becomes a little warped, and you start having fucking weird what people would call like paranormal experiences, out of body experiences, near death experiences. So whatever it is that causes these things, it's in the animal world, and it has something to do with the extremes of physics, and probably something with quantum physics and consciousness. Closest I've been able to get to it would be the Stuart Hameroff's work, and he's an anesthesiologist that was doing experiments on people with anesthesia and how consciousness works. And what is it? You know what I mean? It's not computation like digital computation in a computer. That's part of it, but there's an analog component, and it might have something to do with quantum particles. And once it goes quantum, man, it's not normal physics, you know. And Hameroff says, you know, that kind of explains some of this paranormal stuff. It makes it where it might be plausible. And I know it's plausible. I've fucking seen weird shit. And other guys have seen weird shit. You got Gramthars in the comment section. He long time in law enforcement. And he'll probably tell you too. He hasn't talked to me about it, but guys get weird feelings that come true when you're in that business, or premonitions, and that's where a lot of this shit came from. These ancient religions, you know, like the Chinese with qi, you know, and yin force and yang force, that's what Lucas and his George Lucas and his teacher, fucking Richard Campbell. Richard Campbell was his name, right?
Joseph Campbell. Joseph
Campbell, that's right. Richard Campbell was my friend who killed himself. Joseph Campbell, they made up Star Wars and the Force based upon Chinese type philosophies and life energy, qi. Now, there's definitely something to it, definitely, you know. But anyway, one of the things that I ran into was this fucking house. It was just a bad house when I got out of the Army. Moved in there with an Army buddy of mine named Eric. And I could tell he was getting weirded out in that house, and he would deny it. He says, man, there's fucking something in this house. No, man, yeah, it's just a creepy old house. We'd have girls over, and they didn't want to fucking walk down the hallways by themselves. He had to wait outside the damn bathroom door for them to take a pee, and then he'd go back to the bedroom where someone would spend the night there, and they didn't like it. And I had weird things happen to me, man. Felt like this thing was over my fucking shoulder watching me, and that was the culmination of it. Having weird dreams about puppies starving to death inside the pipes way down underneath the bottom of the house and inside the walls. I found a damn secret compartment in the upper attic that went down, and there was a box in the end of it. Fucking, I walked all the way down there to go get that box, walking across the rungs of the fucking ceiling because there was no floor. And I brought it back. It didn't weigh anything, you know. And Eric had that damn flashlight on me. We were spooked, and then he's like, "Man, how much I bet that's a baby in there?" And
I would have said a severed head, but
yeah. And opened it up, and it was empty. It just had a fucking in the bottom of it was a single sheet of newspaper, like a liner on the bottom of it, and the date was like back in the 60s, 50s or 60s.
See, like shit like that. That's not really all that overt.
Yeah.
That creeps me out more than like more overt shit, because why is that there? Like, who left that there? What were the circumstances? Like, the mystery of it is very intriguing to me.
What ended up happening eventually is, and this house was old Victorian house, 1800s. The layout of the rooms didn't make any sense, you know, because Victorian houses didn't have centralized hallways. You know what I mean? You walk from one room into the other, and you had to go through people's bedrooms to get to the damn bathroom. That kind of weird
Yeah, it's
shit.
like, hey, don't mind me, I'm just going to the can.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense, you know. But ouch. It ended up fucking in the end. It felt like I was came under psychic attack by something that was just fucking invisible. It was like right over my shoulder, just like this huge fucking panic attack. And at that time, I always had a lot of guns, you know. I had a Ruger GP100 stainless steel 3.7 Magnum revolver, and I pulled that shit out and fucking just felt like I had to point it at something, but I couldn't fucking point it at nothing. It felt like I was just being attacked by something. And I just said, "Get the fuck off me! I'm gonna burn the damn house down. I'm gonna burn this fucking house down. It's your house. It's your house. I'm gonna burn it the fuck down." And it vanished. Vanished. Never fucked with me again. Because I realized that the only thing I could do was threaten the house. It worked.
Yeah, I guess so.
It was trying to defend the house.
Interesting.
Yeah. Trying to get me out of the house. I fucking said I was going to burn the house down.
Kind of reminds me of a book I read recently where, like, the house was not so much haunted as the house was like a living organism, in the sense that it could kind of produce people, and it kind of had, it was like alive. The house was like alive. Like, it at the end, like, it gets up and like walks around. You know what I mean?
Well, we ended up getting different girlfriends and splitting up. And then like a couple years later, I fucking mentioned that house. We were still in Boston, me and Eric, and I was with Stephanie at that time, and I saw Eric, and I said, "Dude, you remember that old house?" He goes, "Dude, that fucking house had me terrified." And I said, "You felt that in that house, didn't you?" He goes, "Yeah, man, there was something in that house. Something fucking watching us." And that was just the only way we could describe it. Weird. That was the closest thing to a ghost I've ever seen. Now, I've seen a poltergeist, which is not a ghost. Thought it was a ghost, but recurrent spontaneous psychokinesis. I've also had out-of-body experiences in the form of near-death experience, and I've had, spontaneous OBE, or spontaneous astral projection, in front of a witness when I was in the Army. That was weird. He saw it, but he wouldn't tell me much of what he saw. I could find him, too. I know where he is. He won't talk to me. He's scared of me. Yeah.
Everybody was bringing up the Junko Furuta case. I haven't, like, once you gave me the details, I did kind of remember reading about that. So I wrote it down. I will put it in the poll at some point because we should do a show about it. Zach says, the family murders case from Australia horrified me for a few years. I'm 99% sure we did do a show on that. I think it was a long time ago, but we did. Gramthars says, Terrence is an interesting guy, but needs a good woman in his life.
Yeah. Terrence has a lot of paranormal stories, paranormal army stories about knowing when a sniper was getting ready to strike, and knowing when an artillery strike was inbound. And yeah, the Army knows about that. We had a psychic unit It was called Project Stargate. This is way back in the 80s. And they were doing remote viewing, but most of it's still classified. They won't tell you anything about it. And that project vanished. It became something else. But now I know the fucking military does dumb shit. They'll believe dumb shit. All right. There's been a couple of confirmed occasions where a magician fooled generals with sleight of hand tricks, and the general absolutely believed that it was some kind of psychic phenomenon, but it wasn't. But there were parts of the government, especially back in the 60s, and the intelligence agencies that totally believed in psychic abilities. And the Russians definitely did. And were trying to use it to snoop on people. Was it desperation, or maybe they had observed it? I mean, I saw poltergeist and other stuff, and recurrent spontaneous psychokinesis, fucking mind blowing. And so I would imagine that they know about it. And it could be that when you go back to the old Chinese lore, it's kind of where Lucas and ripped off the idea of the Jedi. Dudes with lightsabers and psychic abilities, right? Well, that came from the Chinese concept of swordsmen that had unbelievable abilities that were basically verged on psychic. Well, that's the same as soldiers having fucking a good psychic affinity. And because those guys are living more in the animal world, so it's more about emotion. And I think that's the key. So animals can do weird things that it's difficult to explain, good homing abilities, good senses that things are that are going to happen. That's part of their defenses. Is it extrasensory, though? Maybe not. Maybe it's just that some of our sensory apparatus is not physical. Maybe some of it's quantum, like a field of quantum particles around you that can somehow sense things, or electromagnetic, sensing electromagnetic stuff, and you're getting images in your mind of what's possible, because the mind is a pretty good computer, I guess, if you want to, like an analog computer, the imagination. But either way, it doesn't matter, it works. Whenever you start questioning it, try to force it. I read some declassified stuff on it that came out of Project Stargate. They said the problem with psychic abilities is that they were not reliable on a battlefield. If you put a guy under a lot of stress, he couldn't do it. He had to be in a relaxed state. He had to be very detached from it. And then the information you got from him might have been accurate, but not enough to change the course of a battle. So most people didn't think it was worth anything.
I could see that.
That it was more about that a satellite photographs was a lot better. And spies, that shit's a lot better, because you know exact things like times, dates, locations. The psychic stuff is just more like just imagery, vague.
Yeah, I mean, even if it is real, it's not really all that really useful in those applications.
Right. Like a guy says he can see it. He can see what's going to happen, but he's not sure of the time or the exact location. Just it's in between a couple buildings and a car and this and that. Well, shit, there's a lot of places where that could be.
Sure.
Zach
is asking if you remembered the address of the place in Boston, because he wants to look it up.
Yeah, I had it for a while, but I don't remember it offhand. I found it on Google Earth because I knew where to look at it. Knew where to look for it. It was in Arlington, Massachusetts. Right outside of Medford. Near Medford. I think it was called Medford. But I remember it was in Arlington. And it was off of, I'm trying to remember the name of that street. I can find it. I remember the bus route, how to get there. It's in a little court. There's a laundromat here and a little liquor store right there, and there's a little driveway that goes in there. It looks like a back alley, but it opens up into a court with like 5 houses from the 1800s that are right there. But I can't tell you the address off the top of my head. I mean, I should have lived there forever. I think it was 311 something or other. Cedar Street. Cedar Street, I think is what it was. No. Would have been Court. Might have been Cedar Court.
You should look
been
it up.
A long time.
Yeah, you should look it up again. I remember you looking
First
it
house
up
on the right.
on Google Earth one time.
Yeah, it's still there last I checked.
Granthars Hammer said, I have a revenant in my house. BBs occasionally drop from the ceiling. The TV will turn the channel on its own. The gas fireplace will spontaneously ignite on and on. Yeah, we had some shit like that happen.
We used to have the TV turned on all the time.
The TV turned itself on all the time. All the time.
It also happened in our bedroom a couple times.
But usually it was the living room TV.
Usually living room TV.
I mean, sometimes it was the bedroom TV, but almost always it was because I would usually get up and go and make coffee, and then the living room TV would be on. Yeah. And hardly anybody, like, we never watched that TV.
No.
That TV was like
more of a decoration.
Yeah, it was just kind of there. I mean, we always watched TV in the bedroom, so nobody really watched the living room TV, but almost every morning it was on by itself.
Yeah, that was weird.
And we did ask, like, when the cable guy came once, we said, is there anything that would, like, explain, like, why that's happening?
Then a doorbell would ring in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that happened a few times. And, the garage door would opened a few times. That was pretty creepy.
You said you saw that one door open up going out to the garage, huh? I didn't see that.
Yeah. Well, it was the same night that the garage door, like, went up. And then you went out there to see, like, what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
And the door from the laundry room into the garage opened on its own, like, slowly, like, inward like that. And if you remember that door at the old house, it doesn't do that. Like, you actually, if you were carrying stuff out to the garage, you had to prop that door open because it just would close.
It's displaced frustration. It's whenever I'm frustrated. You can't do anything, and so it's kind of like it displaces it. And it does it. It's fast. It's weird. Pulled down some of the parts of the shelf and threw the damn statues on the ground of the little horses. That was pretty. When it pulled the damn railing off the top of that, when it pulled the trim off the top of that cupboard, it went boom, and one side of it fucking shot up. I couldn't believe that I saw it. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa! Jumped out of my skin, and it happened when my back was turned when it started, and I was able to turn around just in time to see everything hit the fucking floor. And it looked like it was done by a team of dudes all acting together. It was weird.
Yeah, because even like the screw or the nails and stuff,
the nails
kind of like
been pulled out.
Yeah,
it's strong. It's real strong, but you can't control it. It's just it's the same thing that girl from fucking Enfield poltergeist case. That girl's weird too. I'm weird. Go check that girl out.
She is a little bit weird. I don't know her.
But Gramthars,
she's lovely.
Any of you guys on your unit, any of your guys in your unit have like a good gut for something that's going to happen, and then you end up getting a reputation where, like, this dude, if he says it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Most military units had those. They had guys that were really good. They'd put them out on point in a vehicle formation because the guy could sense an ambush, and you could take a picture of it, and there's nothing standing out, you know. And but no, the ambush is there, but it's concealed. You can't see it, but he senses it's there. That other guys can't do it. But they did the Army was doing a test to try to develop that skill from dudes. They would show them through virtual reality goggles reenactments of ambush and just regular road. It's not real ambush. It's just recordings of guys in ambush, but they're concealed. You can't see them. And some dudes had the ability to fucking guess when they were moving into an ambush zone far better than other ones. Like, it's not random. Guy had some kind of a sixth sense to predict when he was going through an ambush, even if it was just an image of an ambush. That's very important. It wasn't a real ambush. It was an image of a fake ambush he's seeing. But he could detect it. Some of the guys, and those guys ended up. They would put those guys in the very front of convoys who scored high on that. A lot of people don't know about that, but that was going on. And I don't know how long that program went on. That was early 2000s. They were doing that. The very beginning of the Iraq War. They talked about it. They declassified that, but I don't know how long they tried to cultivate those guys. Now their explanation was that it wasn't psychic. They were saying some people have a subconscious, a very good subconscious that could recognize a dangerous situation. I don't know. To me, that sounds like psychic to me. But
well, I mean,
maybe one and the same, but
That's what I'm saying. Maybe it's just like pedantic, saying like which
just
word we're talking about.
Right.
Oscar says that Enfield girl seemed heavily autistic. She did seem like that a bit.
She wasn't autistic.
Well, I don't know about her when she was younger, but when you see interviews with her when she was older, she does come across a little bit like maybe just real introverted.
She was afraid to talk.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, she's afraid to talk about it.
Lee Warner says who would win in a fight, Captain Kirk or Han Solo?
Kirk.
I don't know. I'd put my money on Han Solo.
No, because Han Solo would be restricted to real fighting. Captain Kirk could use that damn Martian kung fu that he had.
No Need for Me Too says Kirk has super ham powers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could just go like that and knock you out. Gramthars Hammer then says, I worked with a black Fed agent in Detroit for 10 years who always knew what shit was fixing to occur. I trusted his instincts completely. Yeah, I kind of feel like everybody knows somebody like that.
Yeah.
Kaylon Higgins says, random question. If multiverse theory is true, then what do you think your prime iteration is like, considering this isn't Earth 1 or Earth Prime?
There's a real good channel you need to subscribe to. It's called Event Horizon. Guy who runs it is a guy named John Michael Gaudier is his name. He's got 3 or 4 channels, but Event Horizon is the one where he has a lot of guests on. He talks to astronomers, he has them on, and different kind of physicists, real scientists. You know, he'll have that fucking, what's that, Avi Loeb, I think what his name is, the guy who's so big into he's from Harvard, and he's saying that he thought that thing that went through there might have been extraterrestrial, a piece of extraterrestrial space junk. What was it? The Oumuamua. The way it moved and everything wasn't quite right. But anyway, he'll have guests on there that'll kind of call bullshit on a lot of advanced physics. A lot of the stuff in that advanced theoretical physics was kind of dreamt up a long time ago, several generations ago, a lot of it. And over the years, new, younger guys have gotten into that field, but they're not quite as smart as the older guys that were around a long time ago. So they can't really, some of them can grasp the theory, but they can't really improve on it or build on it. And there's in some cases an element of bullshittery and tomfoolery in a lot of that advanced physics, because you'll never be able to prove it or disprove it. It's just in kind of a mental or a mathematical fucking gymnastics that you can do on paper or in your head.
Maybe also some jiggery pokery.
Jiggery pokery.
I would enjoy.
There's no proof of a multiverse. Now there might be other universes, but the whole thing about if you move to the right, there's a parallel universe of you where you move to the left. There's no proof of that, and you'll never be able to prove that. It's just theoretical.
I mean, it's fun to think about.
Yeah, I think there's only one universe that has us in it. You know what I mean? There might be another universe. There is some evidence that some of these astronomers are saying that if you look at the fabric of space-time way out at the far reaches, it looks like maybe something is slightly pressing on the space-time, and maybe from another direction that doesn't exist. In other words, a parallel dimension is acting on this dimension, and that might be another universe over there. But that's not just theoretical. You'll never be able to go to that other universe, as far as we know, and confirm it. It might be something else. It might be that space-time doesn't expand uniformly, or because it can be warped by the presence of things like dark matter. That's another thing. They're taking dark matters right now. It's in vogue to take the existence of dark matter for granted. We got to figure out where this dark matter is. There are some other guys who are saying that dark matter is not there. That it's an illusion, basically. This is the, and he explains it, but it was kind of, I don't remember the explanation. But when he talked about it, I was like, well, yeah, that's an option too. There's another way to look at that data. You know, some people go, what's dark matter? Well, the universe should be flying apart, but it's being held together by gravitational forces. And there's not enough mass in that galaxy to hold it together like that. So there's a bunch of mass missing. Where is it? There's an alternate way of looking at that. and I don't remember what it was. Yeah, I remember what it was.
Man, way to build us up to something.
I remember what it was. It was complicated because these motherfuckers are smart. You know what I mean? We may be reading it wrong. It was, but I don't. And he said why.
Yeah, Gramthars said if there is a parallel universe, so there are doppelgangers of us living parallel lives. Yeah, I think that. Well, I mean, I don't know if there are, but I think that that's what people like to think about, because you like to think, ooh, maybe right next door, there's another universe where, you know, I have bigger boobs, or, you know, or something. You know what I mean? It's like, not me specifically.
That's not. Yeah, because you'd be falling over. I want to get a picture of that.
My center of gravity is already kind of fucked up.
Now, that's like I said. Go watch Event Horizon. I watch that every one of those episodes.
Like not the movie, but the
the channel, the channel event on YouTube. And you know, sometimes the shows are an hour, 2 hours long. He's got great guests. He asks some good questions. The whole multiverse theory, dark matter type stuff, and all that, it's all theoretical. What the practical science and this Einsteinian stuff has been confirmed over and over again. Even with satellites. Those satellites are moving fast through space. So they're moving faster through time. For the GPS systems that we use for them to work, we have to fucking program those things, the clocks, to keep slightly ahead because they're moving forward through time faster than we are. Which
they have to compensate.
Yeah, it sounds totally fucking crazy, but it's true.
Yep, it is.
The faster you move through the fabric of space, the faster forward you're moving through time, because space and time are the same thing, or they're different sides of the same thing. It's just that we evolved with the senses that we have, and we are making sense out of the universe through these meager senses that we have.
Monkey brains.
So our personal version of reality is not accurate. In the same way that a slug, it's interpreting reality through its senses, and its version of reality is not accurate. We're the same way.
And I would like to see a slug try to use like an ATM or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well,
that's like us trying to figure out the universe.
Yeah. We are not equipped to see the universe as it really is. We don't have the sensory apparatus.
Well, that's why it took so long for us to figure out like what the universe is, you know, or at least get a little grasp of what it's actually like, because it's so counterintuitive to what we would normally experience in our day-to-day lives. And like I said, you know, humans don't live a very long time, so we don't really have a good like a long-term perspective on things. Yeah.
We evolved to run around on a damn grassland, hunting down gazelles and shit, and eating them and cooking them. That's what we evolved to do, and we evolved with senses that perceive a world like that. When it comes to the vastness of space and fucking a huge universe that's ever expanding, and space-time, we're not perceiving it as it really is. You know, there's more to it.
But you know what, though? With our little dinky-ass monkey brains, we have figured out some shit. So in that way, like, I'm kind of proud of us.
Probably what will happen...
I mean, even though we're kind of idiots, relatively, we have figured out some shit.
Probably what will happen is we'll make something kind of like the damn Proteus, like out of that demon seed. It'll be...
So get ready for robot raping. That's what happened in that movie.
Yeah, there was a reason for that. When you go back and look at Proteus, though, you know what I mean, it was a super intelligent computer. It was sentient. And its intelligence was superior to human beings. Eventually, we'll make something like that. And that computer, and if you could call it a computer, it wouldn't be a computer at that point. It'd be a fucking artificial being, or it'd be a being.
Yeah, at what point does the distinction between natural and artificial like lose all meaning?
It would be a superior being that was conscious, and it would have a much greater ability to perceive the universe as it really is. And it would figure all that shit out and then go back and go, okay, this is what's really happening. The reason why you believe in this and that is because you don't know about this. And this is the way it really is. I'm going to try to make a model, but I can't make a 3D model because this is happening in 7 different dimensions at once. But I'll try to map it up so your monkey brains can kind of understand it. I can
Let me
predict
dumb
how
this
it's gonna
down
go.
for you.
Right, yeah. And it's based on what I've found out here, I can make a time machine. But I'm not going to give you a time machine because y'all fuck it up. You'll go back and do some shit.
We
or
totally
this and that,
would, too.
So you're not going to make a time machine for you. And then it's going
No
to
time machine
say
for
all
you.
kinds of shit. It's going to say, no time machine for you. I can make free energy. Okay? And I'm going to make you some
All right,
free
we'll take
energy.
that. We'll take that.
And that'll help. That'll keep you from fucking shit up. Okay? So here. Plug everything into this box and
Don't break it.
Yeah, plug everything into this box and you're good to go. Okay, no reason to burn anything. It's gonna be and then you end up with a civilization that's kind of like out of the day the Earth stood still. Remember how fucking dude shows up with Gort? He goes, Gort, they are our fucking judges and our cops and law enforcement. They make sure we're not fucking the place up, but we wouldn't have survived without these things. And they're telling us that you gotta go. Y'all are dangerous. We're gonna have to fucking wipe you out. This is a good movie.
It was, yeah. We should probably do that since we,
Yeah.
Oh, there's another one I gotta add.
That's
to the
another
list.
one, yeah. You
Man.
figured out rocket propulsion, you figured out atomic power, and y'all are fucking dangerous. It's time for y'all to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a matter of 300 or 400 years, you're gonna be a threat to us. So you're out of here.
Yeah, so we're just gonna nip it in the bud.
Right.
Andy, nip it in the bud. Fourth Throw Down said, I bet Stephen Hawking thought like that all the time. He just didn't type it into a speak and spell. Yeah, probably. Poor guy. Lee Warner says, which one of the Universal monsters would be the last monster standing in a fist fight? I want to say probably Dracula because he has, like, supernatural powers.
Dracula was smarter than all the rest.
And he was smarter than the other ones. And like I said, he had super strength, right?
Yeah, but he didn't need to use it.
Yeah, but in a fist fight you would. He could probably just, like, punch a hole through all of, like, the Gill Man and the fuck...
Turn into a swarm of bats.
Or a mist.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, Shh, punch that,
Yeah,
bitches.
and go underneath your door.
So, yeah, definitely Dracula. Xanada says, tell Tom I'm drinking Pinnacle peanut butter vodka with grape juice.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
How's
That's
that? That does taste good, actually.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah, see, because I don't think that... Because I used to work for Van Gogh Vodka, and I don't even know if they're still around anymore. Yeah. But if they are, they totally do not make the PB&J vodka that they... Because I started working there, like, right when they were introducing that. It was good.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really liked it. You mixed it with... It was PB&J vodka, some raspberry vodka, Coke, and then you put, like, kosher salt around the rim of the glass, and it was really, really good. Kind of tasted a little bit like a Payday bar, but with, like, a little bit of a jam type of situation. It was really, really good.
Oh, Tila shows up. Tila, what the fuck you did? I was asking for you.
We conjured her.
Talked about you last fucking show.
We conjured.
God damn.
Tila says, hey, Queen Jenny. Hey, how are you? I had a half day off, and new job has me by the balls.
According to Tom.
According to Tom.
We know you're secretly a man. It's all right. It's okay. Embrace your masculinity.
I'm starting all these. I don't like it. My voice is still kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't.
Right.
I mean, maybe
right.
nobody else notices it, but I do.
I can hear it a little bit. It'll return to normal.
I don't like it.
It'll return to normal.
You
You got more volume. You use your diaphragm more when you speak. You sound off like you got a pair now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want another drink?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
What would you do if I actually did have a pair?
I just laugh.
Would you really?
Yeah.
Would you accept me for how I was?
Yeah.
No, he wouldn't. Gramthars, I see that, but I'm going to wait till Tom comes back because I got to ask him about that He-Man thing. Let's see. I've seen peanut butter whiskey, but never peanut butter vodka. I'm not really sure how many. Like I said, I hadn't heard about it either. But I thought back in when the fuck did I work at that Van Gogh place? 2013. Holy shit, was it really that long ago? Okay, I think it was 2013, and they had put out a PB&J vodka because I believe it was because Pinnacle had put out a peanut butter vodka. And maybe a couple of other ones had too. I don't remember. Pinnacle, I don't know how many of them still carry over nowadays because pretty much the only ones we buy, like Pinnacle, are plain, whipped cream, sometimes cherry, and sometimes coconut, sometimes pineapple. But they have like a bunch of crazy ass fucking flavors. Thank you. Like Fruit Loops and
Yeah, what do you do with Fruit Loops?
Throw it in the garbage.
Yeah.
I don't even like Fruit Loops cereal, much less Fruit Loops vodka. Get the fuck out of here with that. They have a Fruit Loops one and a gummy bear one, and I can't see how that would taste any different.
You just put them on the yeah. No, I've had them both. They do taste different.
Do they?
Yeah, but I don't know what you would mix them with. I had them on the rocks. They were all right on the rocks. I guess that's what
maybe that's why. Yeah, maybe you can't really mix it with anything.
Maybe
I can't really.
Soda. Sparkling soda.
How gross would it be? I don't know why I just thought of this.
Yeah.
How gross would it be to put Fruit Loops vodka and milk in a bowl and drink it for breakfast? Blah. I don't like
cream in it. A little shot of cream.
Maybe that's what. Yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking. So maybe if you did put cream in it, it would taste like Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
Like cereal with milk in it, but boozy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Wait. What?
I was gonna say peanut butter vodka is good with.
It is actually.
Yeah, with grape juice.
It sounds gross, but
yeah, you like that, Xanada? I like it.
I like it.
You gotta get the ratio right.
I've never had it straight, but it's good mixed with. It's really good mixed with Coke, and it's really good mixed with grape juice or grape schnapps. Because I've done that before too. I've mixed it with grape schnapps. But the weird thing about it was the Van Gogh one was called PB&J, and it had like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on the label. But to me, it just tasted like peanut butter vodka. I didn't taste any jelly in it. And like to make their signature PB&J drink, you had to put raspberry vodka in it too.
He said he heard me recommend it on an earlier show. He got it online. He says it's fire. They said, I'm telling you, man, it's good, man.
Now, see, I haven't tried the peanut butter whiskey.
Yeah.
But I keep seeing it in the store, and I'm like, that sounds really good. I mean, I like whiskey. I like peanuts. How could that possibly go wrong? I mean, it's got to be good. Gramthars says, do inanimate objects ever have power over human actions? I offer Justin's He-Man as proof. I wanted you to come back before I said that, because I wanted you to expound upon that. Justin's He-Man. Are you even listening?
No. I was reading.
At least you admitted it.
I was reading.
I know that face. He's like, I know he wasn't listening. Do inanimate objects ever have power over human actions? I offer Justin's He-Man as proof.
I don't know. Man.
I think inanimate objects have control over people's actions all the time. People are always fucking doing.
Justin was possessed by a little damn mouse. It was a little Chuck E. Cheese mouse. I think what it was. He called it Dwayne Paw. He'd be like, isn't that right, Dwayne Paw? And he'd start sucking his thumb like that, and then fucking he'd take the fucking Nintendo controller. Give it to me. So give that shit back to me.
Remember how upset little boys got about Nintendo? I remember my brother getting like that too.
He's an asshole, Grandpa. He's an asshole, Grandpa. Just stop talking to Grandpa. Stop talking to Grandpa.
Hey, he had somebody to talk to.
Oh yeah, he'd start cussing me out, and he was like a little kid, like 6. He was probably like 6.
That's hilarious.
Fuck you. He said fuck you and shit. He was an animal. He tore that house up.
You know what's weird is that even though I swear a lot now, and I grew up in a family that didn't really care about swearing, I actually didn't even start swearing until I was maybe like a teenager. Like when I was a little kid, I was just kind of like, oh. I thought I was going to get in trouble, even though I totally wouldn't have, because like my parents swore, my grandparents swore, everybody swore. They swore around it. They didn't give a shit. But I don't know. It took me a long time to like grow into the swearing, I guess. I don't know.
Says, what would you mix peanut butter whiskey with?
Peanut butter whiskey, I'm not entirely sure.
Probably be good with.
It's probably good with Coke.
Grape juice. Just a shot of grape juice and ice.
Or grape soda. Maybe.
It depends on how high quality that whiskey is.
I mean, you'd have to get
whiskey,
real.
You don't mix it with you don't mix.
Well, that's kind of true of any liquor. If it's very high quality, you don't want to mix it with anything. You just want to drink it straight, like or on the rocks.
Take it, put it on the rocks, and put a shot of damn grape juice in it, and then taste it. And I bet you it's fucking great. What was that whiskey that we got? It was really good. It wasn't butterscotch.
It was honey.
No, not that one.
I liked that honey one that I had.
Yeah, that was good, but that's not what I'm talking about.
I got that for Christmas.
We had a whiskey. I think it was whiskey. And it was...
when was this?
We didn't buy the bottle, I don't think. It wasn't cinnamon.
No, because I would have... wouldn't.
We were
like
getting
that.
shots out of it at one of these places.
Oh, it we didn't buy it.
I don't think so.
Man.
Maybe we did.
God, we drunk so much over
We
the
were
years.
like, oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, we had it at Mannequins.
Oh,
They offered it to us.
Oh, okay.
That little naked girl, fucking.
The naked girl.
That girl can't put her clothes on.
Oh, I
She
know.
works at Chantel's.
Oh, I know. who you
She
mean.
works at Chantel's.
The girl that can't put her clothes.
She can't
on.
put her fucking clothes on.
Maybe she's like, I can't afford a lot of clothes. I'm just gonna walk around.
She's into this body painting.
Yeah.
Okay, she'll have events.
I went to one of
she'll
those
body
parties
paint.
once
And
with a guy I was dating a long time
She's a little
ago.
cute.
Oh,
What the hell?
went red.
It'll come back.
It's coming. Okay.
It's coming, yeah.
All right, we're back.
I got pictures of her. I'll show her. She's a little cute waitress that we know. She works at Chantel's and she works for Big Tom over at Mannequins. And she does these little body painting fucking things, events all the time. And Tom was like, yeah, she cute and all, but man, I can't keep her clothes on. My wife's getting pissed. Because his wife's always in there, you know, and she'll walk around naked. She's like a nudist.
Oh, so like actually naked, not
She'll
like...
walk around naked and then then get painted up and then walk around painted up. But she'll walk around naked for a couple hours before. I think she might have like a G-string on and shoes. But I'll show you. People are like, no, that doesn't happen. I got pictures of it.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, she'll put pictures of. Hold on.
Cheryl says cinnamon whiskey is so gross. Yeah, I agree.
Was it cinnamon? No, it wasn't cinnamon.
No. I mean, the weird thing about it is that I love actual cinnamon. I mean,
Yeah.
cinnamon toast, cinnamon rolls, cinnamon anything. But I do not like anything to do with cinnamon whiskey or anything. It gives me really bad heartburn.
That's her. She can't keep her clothes on.
That's right. She works at Chantel all the time.
Yeah.
She's super cute. Yeah. She's
let me
funny.
see.
What's her name?
Katie.
That's right, Katie.
Katie, here.
Hadn't seen her in a while.
She-
We haven't been to Chantel's in a while.
Yeah. There she's doing that body painting stuff. Damn it.
Yeah. They do quite a lot of those body painting events. I went to one, well, this was like a long time before we were together. I went to one at some bar in the Milk District. Was it Japanese? Because I remember drinking sake. So it must have been like a sushi restaurant or something. I don't remember. I was like, I wouldn't have been drinking sake otherwise.
Okay, here's a picture of her walking around without clothes on. Well, she's painted, but she just...
Unicorn
So
boobies.
I'm not lying when I tell you this shit.
Unicorn boobies. Sparkly.
Yeah. Tom's like, I can't get her clothes on, man. My wife's getting pissed.
He's so fucking funny, man.
I'm gonna show y'all Big Tom.
I don't think we've ever shown Big Tom, have we?
No.
Oh my god, we've known Big Tom forever.
Yeah.
We met him at iBar.
Yeah.
Him and Gina used to come to iBar every week, and then they were out there dancing. And for as long as we've known him, which is years and years, he always was like, I want to open my own bar. I want to open my own bar. He's been talking about it forever, so he finally fucking did it.
All right, look. All right.
Oh, and that's Carrie.
And there's Carrie, Gramthars, right? That's Jenny Jeffrey's sister.
Oh, we weren't red again.
Okay.
So you might
I'm
want
gonna
to.
come. I'm wait.
You might want to like, keep it up there until just in case.
Yeah.
Because we're. Come on, you can do it. Okay, it's coming back.
It's coming back. All right. Gramthars. That's Jenny Jeffrey's sister right there. And the guy the person next to her, that's Big Tom.
Yeah, he's the one that owns Mannequins.
Yeah, he owns Mannequins. That's my boy. And he is fucking big. He's what, maybe 6 something? 6 something?
Yeah, he's got to be at least 6'4". I want to say 6'4".
Yeah. And that's the inside of Mannequins. And that's
and
the
that's
DJ.
That's
Paul
Vane.
Vane and DJ. Yeah.
From
another big dude.
Venue 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See if I can find some fucking funny pictures.
Zach says, if I ever see you guys in real life, I want to meet all these crazy characters, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're not lying. We're not exaggerating.
No. I think he's got some.
There are some characters around here, that's for sure.
Okay. This is the inside of Mannequins. This is Big Tom's place. That's it.
Yeah, what? I wonder what
He wanted me to manage that for him, and I was like, dude, you don't need me, man. Fucking, you can do that on your own. You got a big old family. Looking fucking crazy, motherfuckers. Who is that? Dancing.
I don't know. I can't tell. It's too blurry.
Okay.
For a second, with all that arm waving around, I thought it was me, and then I was just like, no, I wouldn't dip down like that because my knees can't take it. I'm too old. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't glitch out anymore. That's very annoying when that happens. Yeah, I mean, you know, I feel bad we haven't been able to go to Mannequins, but, you know, we had to buy the house, and then, like, I was kind of short of money last month, and, you know, and it was Christmas, and fuck, man.
Christmas wiped us out because Super Chat's almost vanished.
Ooh,
Everybody has fucking Christmas, you know?
Well, that's what I mean. Everybody has the same kind of shit.
Everybody has Christmas, you know?
Tila says, Jen, did you review House of the Devil? I did a rewatch this week and watched all of Ty West stuff. I don't think I've done House of the Devil yet, but I do want to get to it eventually because I really do like that. I want to do The Innkeepers as well because I also really liked that movie. And I've seen it once and I want to do a rewatch on it. But this month I'm doing all folk horror. And next month I was thinking, because it's March, I was thinking about doing like monster movies. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'll see what's like available at the time. I thought it'd be good to do folk horror this month because Shudder just added a whole shit ton, like 50 folk horror movies. Zach says, if Indiana has a goth scene, but you guys are slowly making... What? Are slowly making want to get involved in it. I think you left a word out.
Yeah.
Or maybe several. I'm not entirely sure. House is a good take on a slow burn 80s horror. Is this the one with William Catt? Because we have talked about that one. I know there was another one that was Japanese that I think is known more as Hausu, and I want to get to that one too. I've heard that one's weird as shit. But I don't know. I'll get to, like I said, I have so many. It's just all I do, because, like I said, we have, like, a bunch of, you know, streaming services, and there's Tubi and Pluto and all that kind of stuff where you can watch it for free. And sometimes I'll scroll through there, like, looking for movies, you know, it's like, oh, what ones do I want to review next month or whatever, and it's like, oh, my God, there's so many. I was like, oh, I want to see that. Oh, I want to rewatch that. Oh, I want to see that. Oh, I remember that movie. And it's just kind of like, Jesus Christ.
My tablet is crawling. I got to restart it and fucking clean it.
Oh, okay.
You got to go through that damn, what do you call it?
Oh, Zach says making me want to get involved in it. Okay, I should have been able to figure that out from the context clues, but I'm a little slow on the uptake. Yeah, House was so good, William Catt and the Cheers guy. Yeah, we did a review of that not too long ago. I mean, it was several months ago, I think. That was a movie that I watched a shit ton, like, when I was a kid. And the second one, too, but I rewatched the second one, and I was like, well, that was a lot goofier than I remembered. It's still good, but it's not a horror movie. It's, like, more a comedy. Have you guys reviewed Color Out of Space with Nicolas Cage? Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we have it.
We have it on Blu-ray, so I'm pretty sure we did a matinee on it.
It's good.
Like, right around when it first came out on Blu-ray.
Some people didn't like it, but I thought it was pretty good.
I liked it. I didn't like it quite as much as Mandy.
No, Mandy was better.
You know, if we're talking about Nicolas Cage, weird Nicolas Cage movies.
Yeah, Mandy really worked.
I mean, as far as Lovecraftian adaptations go, I think it's definitely one of the best Lovecraft adaptations.
It's good.
I mean, it really has a Lovecrafty vibe to it.
I want to see it again, actually.
So I did like that.
You've only seen it once.
I thought we'd seen it twice. Well, no. I guess we did just watch it once.
I got to do the smart cleaning.
Can we talk about the movie that we watched last night, like the premiere, or...
Well, we got to review it.
We're going to do a review on it? Yeah, so there was a movie that...
We plug it.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, one of our listeners, what's his name? Do we know? Brian?
Brian Hackett.
Brian Hackett?
Yeah.
He works in the movie industry.
Yeah, I went to school with him. We went to the same military academy together, Southern California Military Academy.
And he worked on a film.
He worked on a bunch of films.
Well, he's worked on a bunch of films, but
he's friends with Russell.
Yeah, he worked on a film that had its world premiere on YouTube.
Yeah, last night.
So we watched the live premiere. So we'll talk about it on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's called Shut In.
It's called Shut In. I recommend it. It's good. You can go watch it.
It's like a psychological horror film. Horror drama, I guess.
He also worked on VFW. He worked on a bunch of them that I liked. What's the other one? Fuck. Some of them I reviewed. I didn't even know he did them.
Yeah, he's done a shit ton.
And he's working the studio he works for is working for Daily Wire. It's not, and he did this one. I think he did the one. What was it? Fucking Run, Hide, Fight. I don't know if he did that one. And then the one about the. Anyway, he did the Terror on the Prairie too. It's not out yet. The Gina Carano flick.
Oh yeah, Tilo just reminded me that Ty West also did The Sacrament, which was also very good. Yeah. That was essentially just the Jonestown case, except modernized and slightly fictionalized, but not that much. But yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
He has a new movie coming out called X, I think. Zach says, "Can you guys put me in touch with Brian? I love talking with film people."
Who's asking this?
Zach is.
No.
You're so mean.
If he shows up in the comment section, you can talk to him. But I can't just send people at him. It's not professional.
I mean, yeah. We'll see.
Right.
John Gora says, you should do the 1971 French film, Don't Deliver Us from Evil. It's kind of like Heavenly Creatures. It was banned in France, apparently. Ooh, all right. I'm going to write that down because I don't think I've ever seen that. I did see Heavenly Creatures, but all right, Don't Deliver Us from Evil. And then DJ Maniac says, I watched a weird one last week. It's called We Need to Do Something. I keep seeing that one come up because I think it's on Shudder or Amazon Prime, and I keep seeing that go by. I'm like, oh yeah, I need to watch that one of these days. If it's weird, I kind of want to watch it though, so I'm gonna write that down. I think it's on Shudder because I think I saw it earlier when I was watching A Field in England. So Zach is trying to get work as a cinematographer, putting his work out there with local filmmaking groups.
Okay.
So they're saying the trailer for the new Ty West movie looks really good. So I need to look that up because I don't think I've seen the trailer yet. And I have seen all his other movies and I liked them. So I'm gonna write that down too. Because otherwise, if I don't write stuff down, I won't remember.
Gramthars says, Tom, Putin said today that if Ukraine joins NATO, he will go nuclear. Should we start digging underground bunkers? No. I think, hold on, I'm still reading. Trying to catch up on the comments. I think that whole, now, I don't have any inside information. I'm just looking at it from the outside. I think that whole Ukraine thing is fucking bullshit. I think it's already kind of a done deal. They already know what's going to happen. Wouldn't surprise me if Russia takes half of Ukraine. But you have to understand that Russia itself was a project of Ukraine. That's kind of where Russia started back hundreds of years ago. It's kind of like saying Philadelphia, oh, that's not America. You know, it's just that during the breakup of the Soviet Union, fucking certain republics or certain states went rogue. And also they changed hands through a bunch of different ethnic groups that had happened in Ukraine. Ukraine was always disputed territory. It's like a fucking Badlands. It's kind of lawless. It was being fought over by basically the remnants of the fucking Nazis, of Ukrainian type Nazis, fucking Tartars, and a bunch of other people. And it's just kind of like a wild buffer state. It's just, to keep people off of Russia's border. But it was always a part of Russia up until recently, in terms of, in a historical sense. No one's attacking anybody. Russia hasn't done anything. If anything, NATO's moving in on Russia. The only thing that Putin is saying is do not put missiles on our fucking border, which we would do the same thing. So nothing unusual is happening. It's a distraction. They just want to make money. So same fucking American corporations trying to make money and trying to have a distraction. They're just trying to distract from what's happening in Canada. It's all full of shit. They're full of shit. I don't think anything's going to happen. Russia's going to get its land back, and then we're going to cry. That's all.
John Goris brings up the movie We Need to Talk About Kevin. I actually did do a review of that. I haven't read the book, but I feel like for a while there was like a whole subgenre of books that were kind of like psychological horror that were kind of like from a parent's point of view, it's like, oh, hey, my kid's a psychopath, or I hate my kids. And I'm here for it. I really kind of like books like that. I don't know why. One of the best ones I read like that was called Baby Teeth, which was about a mom who had a daughter who was just the fucking worst, which is very, very good if you haven't read it. But one of these days I need to read the book We Need to Talk About Kevin. But the movie is actually really, really good. Tilda Swinton is in it. And it's about a woman whose son is a school shooter. So...
Granthars says, man, if the Russians get in there, how's that going to affect the porn industry? Oh, man. It's just that everybody's dying to get out of Ukraine. It's fucking poor, It's fucking... The place is in rough condition. And Zach's going, well, some of them Ukrainians want to be independent. Everybody wants to be independent from whatever empire is claiming them. None of that shit is decided until it's decided by the fucking gun. Politics is just combat by any other means. It's warfare by other means. And when all the means are fucking dried up, it always gets down to the gun. It's going to be decided soon. Force always decides it. Force comes in a bunch of different forms. It doesn't have to be shooting. I mean, as we can see now, guns and bombs aren't really the best way to go. Right now, the way to go is trucks. There's no defense against trucks. You can fuck up people's minds with a truck. Warfare has evolved a lot. It's not like it was back when white boys put on these white wigs and went and claimed somebody's capital. I have occupied the building, so therefore I'm in charge. Like some shit on that went out the window in World War II. People have to fucking kind of adjust their thinking, Everything is asymmetric. And optics,
Kaylin Higgins says, have you read any Junji Ito short stories? I have not, although it is on my list. I have seen a lot of movies that were based on his stuff, like Uzumaki and stuff like that. But I do actually want to get back to the source material at some point. Jenny, have you heard of or read the book Cows? Probably the most disturbing book ever. I have heard about it, and it is on my list. Is it anything? I kind of felt like, I don't know. Like, I got the impression that it was kind of like that book Tender is the Flesh, which I did review, which was about humans being processed like cattle, like for meat. And
that's some fucking vor fantasy there.
It's really not, though, because it's disgusting.
Okay.
It's one of the most disgusting things I've ever read. Although it didn't make me want to stop eating meat, though. You know what I mean? Some people, like, I read reviews and they're like, well, I'm done with meat now, like, after reading that. No, and I was like, no, it is disturbing. I will say that. The book is disturbing, but it's basically, like, in a future where, like, some virus or something, like, wipes out animals and people still want meat, so they decide they're going to breed, like, a subclass of humans, like, to make meat out of. No, it's a parable, like a George Orwell type of thing. And so it goes very, very in-depth about how the humans are processed through the thing. And it has a story and stuff too. Like I said, it's very George Orwell. I really liked it. It's really, really good. It was a good book.
The whole anti-meat thing is a political thing, and it's more of a mind fuck than anything else. If they could if cloning technology gets good enough to where you could just damn clone a steak, half of a fucking piece of beef, and that's cheaper and better meat, and it's cheaper because you can have a lot of it in one area and it's not grazing, that'd be the way to go. I'd eat it.
Yeah, I would too.
I'd eat that, yeah.
I'm not bothered.
No.
Honestly, it doesn't have to come from an actual animal. In fact, it would make me feel better
If it was some cloned piece. Yeah.
if they just cloned a steak, like, and they didn't have to kill like an actual cute little cow.
Yeah.
Then yeah, that's fine.
Although the animals that have been bred for slaughter, even the intelligent ones, they're weird. You know what I mean? I've dealt with them before. Like, okay, let me give an example. I couldn't eat a cat, especially a pet cat or a pet dog. Even a dog that's not a pet. You see the Koreans and the Chinese, they got damn dogs in cages and and they're fucking boiling them alive and shit, just inhumane shit, right? I can't understand it. I guess only sociopaths and psychopaths fucking survived the fucking cultural revolution over there. Because I don't understand how you couldn't have empathy for those animals, all right? Eating an animal like that, especially one that was bred more as a servant than food, you know? And they're obviously, the animals are under fucking tremendous stress, including the cats, sitting there, they're drooling from fear because they've seen what happens to the other cats.
Yeah, because they're not dumb.
Yeah, they're not dumb, and they have not been bred for slaughter. Pigs, on the other hand, a very fucking different thing, man. You can fucking grab a pig from a whole fucking group of pigs, slaughter that pig in front of fucking pigs that are related to it, and they won't even stop eating.
Well, maybe they're just like, glad it wasn't me today.
Yeah, and then you can cook the pig, and they start begging for the food. Give me some of that. Give me some of that. And you can fucking throw them some of that pig, and they'll eat it. They've totally forgotten about it. And it's because they were bred in captivity. They were bred for slaughter. And these are pigs that have an intelligence.
Pigs are actually very
intelligent. But they're just not acting like a normal animal. A normal animal would not do that.
Well, because they're not raised in normal circumstances.
They're not raised in normal circumstances, and it's genetics. The pig that behaved normally ended up being weeded out of the fucking breeding stock because they were too difficult to manage. The ones that were subservient and could deal with that kind, then they just ended up they were the ones that were bred in. So they just don't have any defensive instincts about being eaten. Now, a wild pig would, but I'm talking about the domestic pigs. I've seen that with domestic pigs. Give me some of that. Give me some of that. You can fucking, okay. You're like, damn, that was your mom. But
yeah.
They just don't have that. It's just not in them. They're like a robot in that aspect. But a dog, I don't think, would do that. I don't think a cat would do that. Cats understand that because they're more like a wild animal. They're more like a normal animal. Now, whenever I hunted, you're always culling when you're hunting. You've built a paradise to attract deer from other hunters, but you can't bait, which that's... Gramthars, he's an ex-game warden. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. You can plant their natural food, okay? But you can't hang out, put a bunch of apples out there in a basket and shoot fucking deer that are coming. That's baiting, you know?
Also, it's kind of like cheating.
Right. But the idea is to build a fucking wonderland that you have hunting rights on, and they have all the ryegrass, and you have acorns and the shit that they like, and you let them come in, and you let them breed in large numbers. Okay? So you're creating deer. And then you cull out the males, the older males. You want them to be about 3 or 4 years old. So in other words, 6 points, 8 point deer, like that. You don't want to do first year, second year deer. Nah. Go for the guys that got racks. And then on doe day, you take out the older does. But you want your does. They're the ones that are making deer. So you're culling. You've just taken the job of predator, you know what I mean? Which would be a mountain lion. The mountain lions are gone. And if you don't do that, you'll have too many of them. They'll deplete the food supply. And you're the one that provided the food supply anyway. You planted all that. So in a way, you're providing them with a natural life. That's the life that they have in nature. You've just taken the place of the mountain lion. And you're trying to create Garden of Eden for them. And you do this on land that you have hunting rights on. So your hunters are actually making deer. They're not killing deer, they're making them. If good hunters move in, the deer population is going to start skyrocketing. And they're going to eat culling off the top of them. And they live as a normal deer, as a wild deer. And they die as a wild deer. And it's a single shot right to the fucking chest. Bam! They don't even know it hit them. Now, the only time I've ever seen a deer fucking know that something got them was bow day. I'll bring my bow up here. I'll show you the bow that I used to use. My dad gave it to me. It was a high country. You can hit them with a bow and they'll jump up about 3 feet and run, and then they'll come right back to the spot where you hit them and they'll sniff the ground. What was that? And they don't know it, but a damn broadhead's gone right through them. And in the state of Mississippi, we use poison pods. That way there's no chance of survival. And then they start buckling and they go to sleep. And it doesn't seem to be painful. They just don't know what that was. So I don't feel sorry for them. Now, cattle, domestic cattle, they're living in a damn concentration camp, basically. Well, the slaughterhouse is not a concentration. They're not really living in that. They're living in pastures. They go to a slaughterhouse and they're just fucking, they're knocked off quickly. They're usually killed by basically a fucking spike gun to the head. Blows it through there with the pneumatic pressure. Pow! It gets them instantly. But I've seen some slaughter techniques that didn't look humane to me. Driving them through their head through an opening and a blade come and cut their throat and then they run away. That didn't look too cool to me. Or hanging sheep up by the back leg and cutting the throat. There's another one. I think those are old videos. I probably don't know if they do that anymore. That would, in Islam, they would call it halal slaughter. But there's faster ways, you know.
I really don't like the idea of having to like string up any animal because you're prolonging their fear and their suffering.
Yeah, you want to knock them out quick. Then you
just want them not even to know what happened to them. Yeah, ideally.
Right, and some of they do have good methods. I just don't know which methods are being used by what slaughterhouse. You know what I mean? Each company's going to do it differently, but it's probably all as humane as it can be usually. Because there's government agencies that go in there and see what they're doing.
I saw something up here.
Some of the stuff that's kind of questionable is raising chickens in such a small area. That's weird. Another one is Chinese fish farmers. They'll have a fucking 100 fish in a damn 55-gallon oil drum filled with water. They're in that oil drum with a lid on it. They can't get out. And they're aerating it, and they're in total darkness. And they're pouring antidepressants and fucking drugs in there to keep those fish calm. And they've never fucking seen sunlight. And they're just packed in there in a damn drum. That's spooky shit when you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I'm not averse to eating meat. I'm just saying that if you're gonna raise animals for food,
let them live.
At least let them live like a normal. And and when you slaughter them for food, like let them not know what happened.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that's ideally.
That's the way I believe too.
I don't want them to suffer.
Yeah, but the fish thing, keeping the fish in the barrel, kind of weirded me out. That didn't seem right. They're trying to get a maximum amount of fish in a minimum amount of space, and they're drugging those fish to keep them calm in that water, and they're just blasting it.
Which is dumb because it's like, look, the money you're spending on the drugs to keep the fish calm, why don't you get like a bigger barrel and like have a better setup?
They've worked it out. They've worked it out.
Evidently, but
they've worked it out that
seems really stupid to me.
Per square inch, that's the cheapest way and the best way and the quickest way to get, and it's tilapia. They're doing that to tilapia. That's the one. That's where tilapia come from.
Which is a very cheap fish.
Very cheap fish.
At least in the U.S.
Come out of a damn drum.
Maybe we shouldn't buy that anymore. Not that we buy it that much anyway, but
yeah.
Kaylon Higgins talking about plant-based meats. Honestly, I've had I kind of like that a lot of fast food places now are even like offering like a plant-based hamburger if you want that. I've had the plant-based Whopper. What do they call it? The Impossible Whopper. Not bad. It was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
You know.
Tina says she never had venison. It's good. It's very lean.
Yeah. I mean,
you gotta know how to cook it.
Xanada, yeah, I was thinking this too. Xanada said Tom said fish are like robots in a previous show. LOL.
Yeah. Well, I think they are, but I didn't. Well, when I was talking about the fucking drum, I didn't condemn it. I just said it weirded me out. That's kind of weird. They are kind of like robots. But should a robot live like that? You know?
That's what I mean. And honestly, even if they're
those
not,
fuckers-
even if they're not all that aware of what's going on,
Yeah.
it's like I still don't think it's right, like to make them live in a way that's like really constrictive and really like where they're suffering. If you have to give them drugs because they're like freaking out,
It's not
then
like
obviously that's not
the thing
conducive to their welfare.
the thing is, those are they suffering, or is it more like they're in a state where they've never really been born?
I mean, does it matter though?
I don't know.
mean, from our like.
Because they've never really
From the
seen
point of view
sunlight.
of our quote-unquote superior intellect,
Yeah.
to me it just seems like, well, let's try to like replicate their natural environment
That's what I would do.
as much as possible,
Yeah.
you know, within our means.
In Mississippi, what we would do is we'd get a bulldozer and we'd fucking dig a big
I mean, it
fucking
seems
hole.
like common sense.
Yeah. We'd get a bulldozer. If your friend has a bulldozer, when he's not working, you have him come where you pay for the fuel and you say, I'm going to give you some fish. And he'll come and he'll cut a big fucking square in the ground, a giant square. And then you fill it up with water. Okay? And then you seed it with catfish and fucking bluegill and brim. And you'll have a whole bunch of fish, and you can go in there and fish them. They have companies that'll come and they'd seed it, you know. They'd stock it up with fish. The birds come and bring. Then there's some algae you can put in there to grow, and we'd throw whole loaves of bread, fucking whole fucking things of damn cattle feed, corn and shit, and they'll eat all that. The whole water would just explode with the fish trying to fucking attack every time you throw the damn corn feed in there. They fucking love it. And you could feed fucking 7, 8, 9 families on that thing for fucking years and years before you had to restock it.
That's what I mean. That's
That's
like
how you do it.
that's some sustainable shit right there. And the fish are having like a normal fishy life.
Yeah, normal fish life. And then the birds are bringing fish, new fish. You're catching fish that you didn't stock. You're like, man, that's a fucking bass. How'd that get in there? Because the birds brought it.
Yeah.
Bring it in fucking eggs, and their fucking fish eggs get stuck in their feathers. They land in there and transporting fucking fish from one pond to the next.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I just kind of feel like if you're going to do that, that's why I'm all for like fucking sustainable farming, like all that kind of stuff. Just make everything as, I'm not averse to eating meat, like I said. But you should at least strive to make the conditions as close to their natural conditions.
Well, it's in
as
a
possible.
relationship, it's a trade.
Yeah.
You're allowing the animal to live sometimes longer than they would live in the wild.
Yeah.
And they're not having to struggle for survival. And then they pay you back in the end in meat. And you're giving them a humane death because in the wild they're eaten alive. Like deer are eaten alive by dogs.
Right.
And wolves and fucking.
So we should give them like a greater, like we're eating them, so you should give them like some respect, you know what I mean? And like you said, they have, in a lot of ways, they might have a better life than they would have in the wild because they don't get, you know,
eaten alive.
at least they get taken out humanely and don't even know what happened to them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem with that at all. Wading birds like egrets transport fish eggs in their webbed feet, says Gramthars Hammer. Yep. Jenny, do you think it would be hard for you to go vegetarian? Yes. I was vegetarian for a couple of years in my 20s. I didn't find it all that difficult, but after a while I was just like, meh, I don't know. I kind of wanted a steak. Honestly, it would be... Ooh, it's my creepy phone.
Yeah, the fucking creepy phone.
My creepy phone. Nowadays, it would probably be much easier. Like, when I did it, it was in the 90s, and there really weren't a lot of options for vegetarians or vegans, in the sense that, I mean, now, shit, like I said, you can go to, like, a fast food place and get a plant-based burger, like, no problem at all. Back in the 90s, not so much. It was still considered kind of weird, so much harder. It'd be easier nowadays, but I don't know. I don't know if I would want to or not. It does bother me. I don't really like eating cute animals, but that's kind of why I'm sort of on board. I know some people don't like GMOs and stuff, but I'm kind of like, if they can grow like cloned meat that's just the same as regular meat and they don't have to kill, you know, cows or chickens or whatever, then I'll eat it. I'm not bothered. You know, it's win-win for me. You get actual meat, but you don't have to actually kill an animal to do it. So to me, that's win-win. I'm not really worried about health effects or anything like that. It doesn't bother me all that much. Cloning is not that weird to me. Xana said, I thank God my girlfriend is a meat eater. I won't date another vegetarian. Like I said, it is much easier to be a vegetarian or vegan nowadays. I mean, I think back to the 80s and the 90s, and I knew some people that were vegetarians, and I tried to go, and I went vegetarian for a couple of years too, and it's very difficult. It was very difficult back then. You just, now you can just go to a grocery store or a restaurant or everything. Everybody has vegetarian options and vegan options, but back then that was not the case. So you really had to you'd go to a restaurant and literally the only thing you could eat was like a salad with no dressing on it. It's like you couldn't even have the dressing because it had anchovies in it. You know what I mean? So it's like, gee, I can have like a tiny little salad with no dressing and maybe some mashed potatoes. Or if you're a vegan, maybe not, because maybe they put milk in it. So it's, it's much, much easier nowadays. So maybe I could swing it nowadays, but I would probably not. Yeah, Tila says the thing about eating plant-based for about a month is once you smell bacon cooking, it's a struggle. Yeah, there's really, I'm sure it'll get better. It has gotten better because, some of the plant-based burgers that I ate back, like frozen burgers and stuff like that, like some of them are okay, but they didn't really taste like meat. It's not so much the taste, it's the texture. The texture is not exactly meat-like, and it's a little off-putting. But they've gotten a lot better in that regard. Nowadays, I haven't really had a lot of, I haven't had any tofurkey or anything like that. But I don't mind meat substitutes in things. Like, if you want to make, a spaghetti sauce that has tofu in it or something like that, where it wouldn't really, but I don't want to eat, a block of the shit. You know what I'm saying? Because the texture, it's not right. I've had vegan hot dogs, which are fine if you put a lot of stuff on them, like, ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, pickles, relish, whatever. But it's still a little mushy, so you know that it's not quite right. It's getting better, though, I will say. It's getting better. It's not a huge difference. It's not like it used to be where... you get these weird tofu soy burgers and stuff like that, and they were just really, really weird. Now it's getting close. It's pretty similar.
That ice machine's still kicking ass.
Is it?
Yeah. Cheryl, did you buy one of those ice machines? Oh, she's got that ice machine, doesn't she? Who was that? No, but Cheryl asking about the ice machine, huh?
No, it was somebody on Instagram.
Okay. I thought that was Cheryl.
No, it was somebody from Australia. Vashti somebody.
All right.
Tila says, I eat mostly plant-based with a little fish and poultry. No desire for anything else right now. Things may change later, and we're allowed that. Yeah, that's fine. I don't judge anybody for, you just eat what you want, man. Don't worry
Tila
about
goes
it.
ice machine.
Don't make a thing about it.
Yeah, we bought a desktop ice machine.
For upstairs, so we don't have to go all the way downstairs to get ice out of the fridge.
And a refrigerator.
Yeah, so we have a mini fridge.
Mini fridge.
We have a mini fridge and a desktop ice maker.
Yeah.
Right there in the next room.
Yeah. I should have got the red one, but I got the silver one. It's like that big, and it's about that tall, and it's got buttons on the top of it and a little lid you opened up. And what you do is you take filtered water, because I filter my own water. You take that and you pour about a gallon of it into there, and it starts making ice and throwing it into a basket. And it'll sit there, and you can select what size ice you want, and it goes through the whole process. It just makes ice. If you want little ice cubes, big ice cubes, and it'll keep up with us. 2 people drinking, it'll continue to make ice, and that way I don't have to. I got ice trays, but man, for that little bit.
I use those during the day, to put in my water, because I drink ice water all day long.
Got an automatic ice maker downstairs, and that.
In the fridge.
In the fridge, but man, I'm getting sick of fucking going down there and getting ice. So then I started
to go all the way downstairs. Yeah. Fuck that.
Remember the ice bucket? I got sick of the ice bucket.
Well, I repurposed the ice bucket, and now I put I lined it with a plastic bag, and now I keep my coffee creamer in it. Because I have a coffee pot in here, so I have a coffee creamer in there.
It tells you when the water gets low, so you just grab your pitcher out of your water pitcher, filter water, and take it out of the damn refrigerator and pour it right on top of the ice. It goes through the ice basket, down in the reservoir, and just continues to make ice. And when it fills up, it stops. It'll just sit there with the ice in it.
Tammy says, I have the
Frigidaire.
same ice machine in copper.
Yeah.
You probably should have got the red one. I was looking the other day.
It's silver. It's silver and
It's
black.
silver, yeah. They actually have a really nice, I was looking on Amazon. They actually have a really snazzy, retro-looking mini fridge that's bright red. And also, they have a really swanky toaster oven, and convection thing that's bright red. I think it's $80, but it's super fancy.
Oscar says, Tom, return it for the freaking red one. No, I'm going to get the red one too. Because if we have parties up here, I'll run these ice machines. See?
Yeah.
And everybody can just get that because I don't think my refrigerator could fucking fuel a whole damn party. Not with these motherfuckers. Yeah.
Like I said, it is kind of nice having this up because honestly, it's not just, alcohol. My office is up here and I drink ice water all day, and it's kind of a pain, like every time I drink my glass of ice water, to go all the way downstairs to get more ice and then come all the way back up. So it's nice to just go in the next room and there's ice and I can put water in.
Listen what Danny says. Tom, get one of those stair chair lifts for seniors. Says, fuck you. Oh, that'd be cool, man, to get on there because the stairwell.
I don't know if it will work because it's not straight all the way down.
No,
it goes down and then goes like that.
No, they got those.
Did they?
They got those. All rich people have those. Where they comes down there like that, it'll be like I'm rich, sitting on there talking to. That's right.
Yeah, I don't even have to walk down the stairs.
Pookie's watching that shit like, what the fuck is that?
Pookie would get on it and ride down there.
What the fuck is this? I got it on my fucking lap, fucking riding down the stairs. Yeah.
I'm just trying to think about what Pookie would think about that. She would totally get in the chair and like ride up and down the stairs, I feel like.
Pepper POV says, Tom, it's been 338 days since I bought my silencer. Still don't have it. It's just crazy. I also put my water through a Berkeley filter and have an ice maker that I power with solar. When out is solar powered ice maker? I'm gonna call bullshit on that, dude. I've never heard of a solar powered ice maker.
I thought there was solar powered everything.
Well, maybe it's just a regular ice maker, but he's got a solar banks that you can put outside. It's a pretty big fucking solar thing. You know what I mean? You got the cells. You got that big old, about the size of an old PC. I think they're about $1,400. They're pretty nice to have. But I got so many generators. But you know what I mean? If you ever run out of fuel, you could use that. But I got the little solar charging banks for small stuff, like for your
cell phones.
Cell phones, I got that. All my flashlights have a solar panel in them. And it's pretty good flashlights. Got 3 of those.
Somebody was talking about, do you remember back in the old days? We're so, spoiled now. We have a desktop ice machine. It was cheap, too. It wasn't all that expensive. And, you just pour water in it and it makes ice. And back in the old days, they didn't have a refrigerator. They had an ice box. You had to have the ice man bring a big fucking block of the shit and put it in the ice box, and then you put your food in there to keep it cool. So there's that.
Solar powered ice maker for camp, and I ain't buying it.
I don't know. Like I said, I've seen solar powered.
How much does that shit weigh? You just put it in your rucksack? Yeah, right. Put it in your sleep bag.
Xanada said, I've seen foreigners talk about how they don't understand Americans' obsession with ice drinks, but I love ice too. I guess it's just because
it's addictive.
Yeah, well, it's all in what you're used to, like what you grew up with. Like in the UK, if you go to like a fast food place, because I went to some fast food places in the UK, they give you a drink with ice just like normal. But, as far as I knew, it's like I didn't have to ask for anything special. But they're just not used to, and it's cold there.
It's cold,
most of the time.
It's not the same.
So it's like most of the time they want some hot tea or they just want, But in Florida particularly, it's fucking hot as balls down here. Yeah. God damn it.
Yeah, so I don't want to be room temperature. Room temperature.
I don't want to be drinking fucking room temperature bullshit. Come on.
Room temperature in the honky motherland is like fucking 60 degrees Fahrenheit. That's fucking cold. Pretty chilly. Fucking. So it's not the same here. Room temperature in Florida is 97 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, if we didn't have the air on,
it'd be 97 degrees.
It would be like 100 degrees in this fucking house.
97. Fucking
in the summer, it totally
would. With 100% humidity.
Yeah.
I couldn't even sleep. Maybe we had to get on the ground. Remember when we had that storm?
Well, we not only had to get on the ground, we had to fill the bathtub up with ice and then lay in the bathtub.
Yep. We get in the bathtub.
And I still couldn't sleep.
Get in the bathtub and cool off for a few seconds, and then get out, fucking all cold, and fucking throw yourself on the ground. Oh, it's bad.
Yeah, because it's like, I don't want any blankets touching my body.
Yeah, it was bad.
Ugh.
Muggy, hot.
So I don't want any fabric touching me.
I mean, we're Southern, but we're fucking modern Southerners. You know what I mean? From the era of fucking air conditioning.
Yeah, what's an air conditioning,
you.
bitch? I don't really.
That old school white trash. Those motherfuckers that just damn leave the windows open, the fucking bugs can come in, hot as a motherfucker. They might have screens and a fan, but it was 100 degrees in there, man. 100 degrees with fucking 100% humidity, and they'd be totally comfortable, like it was no big deal. I remember it. I was a kid.
Also,
They might have one room that was air conditioned.
maybe they were psychopaths.
They might have one room there. They'd have a window unit in one room where their bedroom was.
Well, that's what my grandma's house was built in 1958.
Yeah.
It was built in Daytona Beach. It was built with, and not Daytona Beach. It wasn't on the coastal side. It was on the mainland, like on the other side of the river. So it was actually in Holly Hill. So it was built in 1958 with zero air conditioning because they didn't build things with air conditioning in 1958 in Florida, even in fucking Florida. She actually had a window unit installed later in the 60s or the early 70s, and it was only in one room. It was in the dining room, like right by the back screen door.
Yeah.
So in the summertime, the back bedrooms, because there were 3 bedrooms in the back, you couldn't sleep back there.
Yeah.
It was like 100 degrees.
Yeah.
So everybody had to. We would just put like a quilt down in the formal living room, which was right across from the dining room, and everybody would just sleep in there.
Yeah.
In the summer.
My buddy Con of Vatsalon has just showed up. We're talking about how hot it is. He's in Tijuana. Con, do you guys have air conditioning, or are you guys with that Aztec bloodlines? You're just so hardcore that you're like fuck air conditioning. It's hot. But the thing is Mexico. I would think Mexico would be dry, and dry heat is
It's different.
so much tolerable. I love dry heat, but with fucking 100% humidity, it's fucking miserable. Miserable.
Well, yeah, we've said this before. It's like walking through hot soup.
It's like being wrapped in plastic. The only it's a natural barrier to keep out Yankees. All right, that's the best thing about it. The only thing though is that in Mississippi, we have immigration in Mississippi. Number one immigrant in Mississippi, the Vietnamese. They love it. They love it there. It's like the Mekong Delta.
Well, yeah,
the same weather.
The climate is very similar.
Same weather.
So they're like, hey, just like home.
Yeah. My dad's generation.
There's a lot of Vietnamese in Orlando too.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
My dad's generation, all your commercial fishermen down in the Delta region and in the rivers, they were all basically Anglo-Irish descent with some German. You know, they're like me. They're like me. Now it's all Vietnamese. They're down in there, man. They're tearing it up. All right. And the game wardens had to get them right about, hey, you know, there's laws here. You can't just do this shit. You know what I mean? Because they'll just fish something to extinction. It's just about money for them. But evidently they've made the fucking what do you call it? Conversion into fucking nature conservation. You know, if not, they go to jail. But no, the Vietnamese are fucking fantastic fishermen. You just gotta watch them. They'll get into an area and they'll just fucking fish it out.
Well, because it's
destroy
there.
it.
It's there.
Yeah, they're like, we're gonna fish all this shit, you know. Which thinking that kind of thinking went out with the Depression, you know. Which I understand why. During the Depression era in that area, people were just so desperate for food, they would go in there and they would just wipe out an entire population of any kind of animal. And that's really when game wardens started. If you guys are into the fucking Predator series, when the damn Predator game warden shows up, all that game warden mentality came from the Depression era. When people decided that, well, we're going to go out and fucking kill all these animals, not to feed ourselves, but to feed all these other families, and we'll make a whole bunch of money off of it. So, that's commercial hunting. That's not the same. That's commercial. So, you can't do that without a license, and commercial fishing and commercial hunting, you can't. That's not an unlimited resource. You can't go out there. It's just fucking unlimited. You know what I mean? You'll kill every fucking deer in the whole state. Then there won't be any deer. You know, but people were worried about short-term problems.
Well, I think that's one of humans' big downfalls,
Yeah.
is that we can only see things. Like I said, we don't live very long in the grand scheme of
Right.
things, so we only see things like in the short term. Lars Ulrich says, I'm in the honky motherland, and I can't wait to see the sun. Well, see,
Yeah.
that just goes to show how your perspective can change, because I grew up in Florida my whole life, and shit, man, I'm so sick of looking at the
sick over
fucking
here.
sun. that I could scream. Honestly, like if it's when it's raining and cloudy outside, I'm like, ooh, and like I want to go outside and run around in it. When it's cold and stuff, when it's sunny, I'm like, fuck it, I'm not going outside today.
I've lived all over the
Seen
world.
it.
I lived all over the world and enjoyed almost every place I was in. Egypt, Brazil, Korea, California, Mississippi, Florida, Michigan, Boston, New York. I liked all of it. Every one of those areas had good things about it.
Well, yeah, everywhere does.
They all did.
Everywhere does.
Every one of those places had fucking bad things about it. It's always a mix.
Everywhere does.
Florida, I love Florida. I wasn't born here. I wasn't raised here. I moved here later in life. Louisiana, I love Louisiana. I call it Louisiana because y'all are foreigners. It's Louisiana. It's not Louisiana, but Louisiana. If I said Louisiana in front of my dad, he'd fucking smack me. He'd go, what the fuck? Yeah, it'd be like that. You know what I mean? What? It's Louisiana.
He'd smack you with
and
a
there's no
turkey
such
neck.
thing as a lunch. It's always dinner. All right, dinner or supper. All right, fucking. That's the mentality. But anyway, Jenny's kind of takes Florida for granted.
Well,
I love Florida.
because I was born here.
She was born here,
was
but
born
I love
here.
Florida. Florida has a lot of good things about it.
Oh, I recognize
Lot of
that.
good things. Florida reminds me of Oceanside, California back in the 70s, San Diego in the 70s. That's what it's like. It was like that. Back in the, and kind of like, and that was kind of like the good old days of Southern California. Kind of like that. But the thing is Southern California was a desert. The weather was fucking great. Okay? Florida is fucking Dagobah. All right? It's a swamp. It's hot. And it's either hot swamp or hot forest with pine trees or hot cattle ranch. Around this house is a bunch of cattle ranches. Cows and fucking horses and shit. Well, it actually didn't see any cows in it, just big open pastures. I don't know where the cows
There
were.
are cows though.
There are cows in there, but
They're probably like, fuck
they're
this.
probably
dude.
eating.
Although it's not that hot nowadays.
Yeah.
I think today it was in the 60s. I think it got up
Yeah.
to 69 today.
Yeah, wintertime it's nice.
Fahrenheit, not
Rest
Celsius.
half the year it's 90 to 100.
More than
degrees.
half of the year it's well, not only is it it's so fucking humid, you're just constantly damp. You can't ever get
Yeah.
dry. But also we have like hurricanes. So it's
hurricanes.
either like super super hot and humid
Yeah.
or you're getting blown away by hurricanes or
Yeah.
tornadoes. So,
And you have to plan for hurricanes.
oh, and flooding. We also
Flooding.
We also
you got to
have
plan for it.
and sinkholes.
Because I've been through 2 of them now, and one of them we were out of power for almost a week, wasn't it?
It was
4
a
days?
while.
4 days.
I mean,
And man, in the heat, in that hot, muggy heat, that's fucking
Not
man,
fun.
it's terrible,
not fun.
terrible. So civilization can end at any moment. We don't the power grid. There's certain things, you know what I mean. If you're in California, New York, you think of an indestructible civilization where nothing can. It'll always be here. You can depend on it. Not in the South. Not in the South. Hurricanes fucking take care of all that. Hurricane can just. If a hurricane were to hit New York, it would destroy New York. Okay, so it's not just what we make. It's those areas have built up over the years because they didn't have things like hurricanes hitting them. Exception would be California. California's been hit by earthquakes, but it always bounces back.
Well, we do too.
We bounce back too. Just
It takes a while because sometimes hurricanes will wipe out whole cities and
Yeah.
stuff. But you know,
Yeah, people don't understand what happened. I lived through Katrina. I was living in Louisiana when that happened, and I was working for a company that supported the Louisiana State Police. And Katrina was a disaster beyond the average person's imagination, and very little of it survived on the internet. A lot of that shit got censored. Bad shit happened during that. Mad Max stuff, mass rapes, mass murders. There's still tens of thousands of people missing, never found. There's no telling what happened to them. Most of them died in flooding, but who knows? Maybe they died through murders and rapes. Fucking amazing amounts of theft. Fucking just, man, it was like a genocide. And it was just a natural disaster that fucking hit. And then after that, it was just it was like unleashing the fucking Mongols. Fucking organized crime started fighting each other in the streets. Then they sent in this fucking asshole named General Honore, who was he was a National Guard general, and they sent him in there to disarm the population. But really, all he did was disarm old ladies, and then mobs came in afterwards and fucking killed those old ladies and took all their shit. Totally unconstitutional. Because it was just, they were taking away people's ability to defend themselves. And so strong young men ruled the fucking streets during that time. Once those guns were gone. And they only got some of them, really. Just fucking, it was a clusterfuck. Clusterfuck. And during that time, because I lived through that, I lost all faith in fucking organized government. They're just totally incompetent. And they don't care about you. They only care about their careers and how they look on TV. They give a fuck about you.
Gramthars says they're talking about waterbeds.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything more 80s than a waterbed?
Waterbeds
Honestly,
70s, actually.
I think that was more of a 70s thing.
Yeah,
Although I
70s.
do remember like 80s people in the 80s, because I remember my best friend had one, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
And this was like, mid 80s, mid to late 80s, I want to say. And I think I had one for a little while, but I don't know. I couldn't get used to it. I'm just kind of like, look, it's moving. I want to be still when I'm sleeping. I don't like it. And then somebody asked, don't they have to change the water out of that stuff every now and then?
No.
See, that's what I always wondered, but you would think.
No, you put bleach in the water and then it's sealed off.
Yeah,
And
see, that's what I thought they put bleach or
No, I
chlorine
haven't.
or something in it.
I had two of them when I was a kid and grew up with them because they
go to
were
the
actually cheap. In
Yeah.
California, a waterbed was
They were here,
cheap. It was much cheaper than a regular mattress. And they were comfortable, man, and they were and you could set the temperature on one, so you get in, you get nice and fucking warm and cozy. But no, they didn't. You put a little bit of bleach in it, and it never grew anything. Oscar, I didn't really witness any atrocities during Katrina. I heard about them from the police, and then saw videos afterwards, and sometimes during. And oh no, cops going rogue. That's one of them. Some of the guys from NOPD were going rogue, running around stealing cars, raping women, shooting people. Then they had people in that damn Coliseum, and fucking bad shit happened there in that stadium. And then they tried to evacuate them on buses, and they had dudes on the fucking gangs on the buses fucking raping people's wives and shit on the buses. That was fucking bad. Oh man. Fucking... It's kind of a different situation because some of the worst areas that were hit were in the lowlands that didn't really, there weren't the real low property values, so it was low income areas. It flooded pretty bad. And if you know anything about African Americans that have like urban backgrounds, they can't swim, so a lot of them drowned. The 3 or 4 of those fucking old folks' homes, the staff ran and left all the people in the old folks' homes, and they died from fucking flooding. Cops just fucking packed up, and they just fucking took the cop cars and fucking ran with their families and shit. In some ways, I didn't blame them though, because NOPD at that time was just falling apart. It was every man for themselves. There was no way to fucking hold back the fucking mass of humanity that was panicking. So they just took the patrol cars, went home, got their fucking family, packed up some shit, and fucking ran to Texas and fucking abandoned the fucking vehicles there and started a new life. But no, I saw the videos of one of those old folks' homes. It was just dead people in wheelchairs and shit, fucking piled up in corners and fucking it was bad. And they were already fucking kind of like half rotten. They abandoned fucking Orleans Parish Prison. Yeah. And left dudes in the bottom floor to fucking basically drown in their cells, but there was about a foot above. Some of them drowned because they couldn't swim. and couldn't float. But they did get most of them out and move them up to the second floor. Oh man, it was just, and because the guards all ran. It was just, and it just looked like something out of damn Middle East, out of like Iraq or a fucking country. Just, I've seen what it looks like when it falls apart, and it's fucking savage. Because normal dudes start doing shit they normally wouldn't do, and then there's a lot of people that normally should be in prison, but they're not, and they get buck fucking wild because there's no repercussions for what they do, and they don't think they're going to live long anyway, so they just rob, rape, steal, murder, do whatever the fuck they want to do in their final days. It's like something out of one of them sci-fi movies. So, no, it was just its own thing. He read about what's been going on, what had happened in like fucking Croatia and fucking Bosnia and all that. It's nothing compared to that. That was its own thing there. But no, man. Collapsing civilizations is something I've seen, but I wasn't in it. I was in support and was shown videos and the stories. We'd have fucking cops coming back. Motherfuckers would be broke down. The females couldn't handle it. Cried, quit, walk off the job. You know, just... I don't blame them. You know, it was like the route of civilization.
Danny Rolling asked if people got attacked by gators during Katrina.
I don't know.
Well, I'm sure they did.
There wouldn't be reports of it because
that's what I mean. It would just have happened and nobody would. But I'm sure it happened. I mean,
there were whole neighborhoods evacuated, just people gone. No one ever went back. They would go through there and search those neighborhoods. There'd be dead bodies in some of those houses. And they'd spray paint on the outside a code. It looks like a square with an X in it and numbers. And it all meant about, it was checked. There's 2 dead bodies in here. And then it would be like the date that they checked. And it was just whole neighborhoods like that. And in those buildings, in those neighborhoods, stood there for years, empty. They filmed some of The Walking Dead in those.
Yeah.
With the series The Walking Dead.
Yep.
That's where it came. That's what they're filmed.
Well, yeah, I mean, because, you know, why pay for set dressing
right.
when it's all just right there? I mean, you know, sadly. Let's see. Jenny looks like Morticia today. Thank you. I'll take that.
Telling you,
as a
those long
compliment.
wigs that part in the middle, they just make.
Although I had this on earlier, like I put this on at like, I don't know, like 11 a.m. or something like that, because I had to record a video earlier. And I was like, oh, I'll do the wig today. And then like I had it on and I recorded the video, and then like an hour after that, I'm like, oh my god, this shit is giving me a headache. So I had to take it off for like 3 or 4 hours before we did the show, because I'm like, oh my god, my head hurts. Let me see. Where did it do? I saw something else that I wanted to.
Yeah, some of the Tina, some of the water beds were waveless. They had basically tubes of plastic to connect the top to the bottom. It was like an empty tube that went through it. That's the only way I could describe it. There was like a cell that went through there, so a wave really couldn't move through it too much. I didn't like those though. I liked the ones without those. They were a lot cheaper. I liked the waves. But you see,
I like the waves. I
like the waves.
Wee.
But you can control how much wave action you got by how much water you put in it.
Yeah.
And the more full it was, the less waves you got.
I didn't mind them, but I kind of feel like waterbeds, ironically, were better for me, like, if you weren't sleeping in a bed with somebody else. When you were sleeping with somebody else, every time they rolled over, it woke me up, because I'm like, God damn it, motherfucker. What the fuck? Cheryl is asking about my lipstick. Always looks so good. Thank you. It's not always the same. Okay, I'm going to show you what it is, because this is actually a combo of like a really expensive one that I'm actually running out of, and I can't afford to get another one, and a really cheap one that I got at Dollar General. So I'm going to get them, so I'll show you. So you talk about them for a second. I'm just going to do it.
During that Katrina time, man, nowadays fucking MREs are worth so much money. Man, I was probably getting fucking 12 or 13 of those fucking MREs a day, because they were issuing them to the cops, and they were issuing them to cops, patrol officers, faster than they could eat them. And fucking, I was fucking doing things on their cars, and fucking, you know, and fucking we were moving pallets of supplies, and they would rotate their old fucking MRE stock out and just leave it there like it was garbage. I was taking that shit home. And eating it. I was living off I love MREs, being ex-military. I fucking love them, you know. But go ahead. What do you want to say, Jen?
Oh, I was talking about this lipstick. This is Now this shit is like really expensive, and I will say that I think it's too expensive for what it's good, but it's too expensive for what it is. This is NARS, N-A-R-S. I can't remember the name of this color. I think it's called Just Press Play or something like that. I can't remember what it is, but it's like a really. This is almost like dried up. This bitch right here was $38 fucking. Okay, but I bought it a long time ago. It lasted a long time, and it's drying up. But what I'm doing right now is I'm mixing it with this shit right here. Which is just some shit that I picked up at Dollar General. Right there. And I don't even know what fucking color this is. It was $1, literally. So I'm like mixing the two together to like make it last longer. And I don't even know what fucking color this is. It's called Hollywood? No, it's called Really Red. That's the color. And I got it at Dollar General. So I'm just mixing those two up. Like I said, NARS, I like these. They're like a lip stain more than a lipstick, because I don't like glossy anything. I like matte. And this stays on forever. But $38, a little pricey for something that size. Does last a while, and it stays on good, but I was like, I'm not paying $38 again for that. I do like it, but come on. So, you know, that's just saying. Let me see. NARS is worth it, Jenny. I mean, it is, but is it a dress? It's not. It's like a it's a top and a skirt. I need another drink, probably.
Oh, I didn't see that yet. I'll get you one.
Yeah, that's it. Jenny, I spend less than $15 on makeup a year, says DJ Maniac. I wish I could. Honestly, I do try to like keep shit. I have Ipsy, which is actually pretty good. It's $10 a month, and they send you like a little bag every month of 5 like sample things, and you can pick like a couple things that you want in there. So I usually get, you know, you don't always pick what you can get, but a lot of times they'll send you like primers, which are nice. A lot of times they'll send you like eyeliner pencils, or you know, the liquid eyeliner, or they'll send you like what do you call it? Mascara, which is good. I don't think I've bought mascara in like forever, because I always get one in my Ipsy bag. So that's really nice. But I try to keep shit. Honestly, I've found that makeup, like not super cheap shit, but we're just mid-priced drugstore stuff is usually good enough. And even then, I find that stuff is a little bit too expensive. Thank you. You know what happened the other day? We got this box in the mail, and it was not addressed to us. It was addressed to somebody that used to rent this house a long time ago. And we tried to like figure out where they'd gone and stuff like that, and we couldn't figure that out. And I looked at it and I was like, oh, this is one of those subscription box things where they send you like, you know, samples of cosmetics every month or whatever. And we couldn't find out like where this person was. So Tom's like, well, you might as well open it and see what the fuck is in there. And there was actually some really, really nice, like very expensive makeup in there, and like a lot. It wasn't just like a sample size, it was big. So it was like, it was a primer, a regular foundation, and a concealer. And the foundation is a little dark, but I mixed it with some shit I already had, and it worked out really nice. So I was like, hey, free shit. I like that. Normally I get the stuff that's like, I usually just get Maybelline or something like that, which I think is $8 or $9 for the foundation. And I kind of like the CoverGirl powders, but there's another one that I get too, but I haven't remember. I usually get the CoverGirl ones, but I usually order those off Amazon, because if you go on Amazon, if you go in a store, those CoverGirl powders I think are $8 or $9 each. But if you go on Amazon, you can get 2 of them for $6 or $6.83 or something like that. And I just put that on a what do you call it? Like so they send it every 6 weeks. So, because I go through a lot of that shit. So, but I like that. I usually get Creamy Natural or whatever the lighter one of that is, because my skin's kind of light. Whatever happened to the TV commercial about Activa? What, the pooping yogurt? The one with
I never heard of that.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah. I don't remember that one.
Well, it was a yogurt that had you know, it's enzymes in it that were supposed to make you poop. They couldn't say that in the commercial. Well, I guess they could, but.
What year was that? I must have been in service or something.
No, it wasn't
Overseas.
that long ago.
Okay.
Cheryl says, I've been using NYX Cosmetics, nice deep red. Yeah, I've got those a couple times too. I like to try out different things because, I don't know, I feel like sometimes I'll go get a nice red and then I put it on, I'm like, it's not red enough. I don't know. I don't know how it could be redder red than it actually is, but I don't know. I do try to get the reddest red that they have. And honestly, to keep it on too, I like to have a lip liner pencil. So I'll do lip liner pencil all over and then powder the lips and then put the lipstick on too. That usually makes it last longer. If I'm going to be wearing the makeup for a long time, if I'm going out or something. Tila says, I order my makeup online now. They have the drugstore makeup locked up now here in California. Yeah, I get a lot of my stuff online, to be honest. I get my stuff from Ipsy or, powders and stuff like that. I usually just order from Amazon and I just have it on a subscription because it's cheaper. And I don't really have a lot of problem with it. I like all the free shit that I get. Well, it's not free. It's $10 a month. But the stuff that I wouldn't normally buy, I especially like the primers. I don't usually buy any primer, and I don't usually wear it every day. But when you're going out, and the makeup is going to be, I'm going to be dancing and sweaty and stuff like that. It actually does help, keep the makeup from melting off your face. So that's actually really helpful. And it makes your shit look all nice and poreless and everything, which is good. Kanavatsan is talking about Archive 81. I know, I think I still have, 1 or 2 episodes of that I have to finish. And I still haven't finished it yet, but I will get around to it. Activia. Yeah, Tila agrees. NYX is the best drugstore makeup brand. I should probably get more of that. I need to try out some of their foundations and stuff. I do like the foundation that I have, but I like to try different kinds. Because when I was growing up, I was always broke. And I didn't really have money to experiment with different kinds. So usually I would just get the same stuff that my mom always had, because a lot of times I would just cadge my mom's makeup. So I just got used to using that. And she always used Maybelline or CoverGirl because you could get it at the grocery store and it was cheap. So for a long time I just bought that. But what?
I was gonna say, Xander says he doesn't agree with Amazon. He says he wouldn't deal business with them. I got Amazon Plus.
I mean, they do suck, but as a company, they're sucky. But
oh man, that motherfucker's. I respect dude's game, man. Fucking, it's the first company like that, and when you're kind of a monopoly, you're kind of a threat. You're kind of a threat to mankind, really, because you can abuse your power. It's only a matter of time before you got parallel systems where there's 2 or 3 of those. That way they can't throw their weight around.
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways I feel bad using them, but in some ways it's on some things I can't help it because it's look, I don't have a lot of money and it's honestly much cheaper and much easier for me to just have subscriptions for shit that I'm going to buy all the time, like shampoo and coffee and things like that I need all the time. Yeah. And it's it seems much cheaper for me to just order it from them and just have them drop it off at my house every 6 weeks or whatever. It's
a monopoly. There's no other company that's offering that kind of service. But monopolies don't last forever if you look at history. There'll be another one like that. And when that happens, they're not quite as a threat to things because they get involved in politics. They throw their fucking money around. They start to try to game the system in their favor. But I will give Amazon this. Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos is a rich motherfucker. Okay? He was born a nerd. You look at that dude, you go, God damn, that's a beta. That motherfucker's beta as shit. I saw him recently. He's on a yacht. He's laying there with a fucking whole harem of these fine fucking women, probably in their 40s. And Bezos stands up, and the motherfucker's looking good, man. You know he's on HRT. You know he's taking gear. But he looks like a man. He looks like fucking Vin Diesel now. And I looked at his situation. I was going, you know what? I respect him. Because I understand what he's doing. He's one of the richest men in the world. Usually those dudes live a life of luxury on those fucking yachts, paying these hot girls to fuck them, and they're ugly and disgusting looking. Okay? They're paying women to fuck them. Normally, if he didn't have that money, they wouldn't be getting that pussy. Okay? These women have got to put up with this shit. Okay? Because of the money. But in his case, at least he's like, well, he's probably paying anyway. At least I'm not going to put these women through a hard time. I'm going to fucking look as good as I can for them. Because some of those guys don't give a shit. They don't even give a shit.
Well, some of the guys feel like, well, they don't have to.
They don't have to.
They have money,
rich
so
and powerful.
Why should I make an effort? You have to make all the effort.
Exactly. So I'm gonna give Bezos that. He's a man. He's got some pride. You know what I mean? If he's gonna be rich, he's gonna try to be as hot as he can look. And I'm gonna say, Bezos, man, you're looking hot, man. He's 50-something years old. He's looking good. He's looking real good. And he doesn't have to. A rich man doesn't normally have to, because they usually take the easy way out and just pay the girl. Oh no, blow, Weinstein type motherfucker. Go ahead and blow me, bitch. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give you $2 million. Of course you're gonna blow me. You know? Yeah, I'm ugly, but you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? Fucking, you're torturing that girl. Make her do that. She doesn't want to do that. You know? She's not enjoying that. She's not into it. So at least he's trying to get the women into it. And I'm looking at who he's fucking hanging out with, and they're of his caliber. He's of their caliber. So, no, my hat's off to him. Most rich guys don't even give a shit. He gives a shit. Is he a good dude? Probably not. But I think he's better than them.
Well, I mean, to get that much money, you kind of have to be sort of a bad dude.
You gotta be ruthless.
But I was just gonna say, like, that just goes to show, don't pick on the nerds in high school, because they're gonna have millions of dollars.
Not all of them.
Later on.
Not all of them.
Well, no, I'm just saying that. Jenny, did you finish Midnight Mass? It's great. I still haven't. I really need to get around to that. I think I watched like the first 3 or 4 episodes, and then I got distracted and, like a squirrel or something, and I didn't get to do it. Tila says, I respect Bezos' ex-wife. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Tammy says, Amazon treats their employees like crap, but so does Walmart. Yeah, good point there. Actually, kind of most companies treat their employees like crap, so...
Tila goes, I respect Bezos' ex-wife.
I just said that.
Oh, she posted all the damn fucking dollar signs and shit.
I just said that.
I was reading this. I didn't hear you say it. I was reading. Funny.
He keeps repeating the things I said like 5 seconds later. Cheryl says we don't have Target here anymore. Huh. Yeah, we still got... Honestly, Target, or Target, as we call it, that's kind of like, I don't know, they might not treat their employees any better, but at least their shit is like, they seem to have like a slightly higher class of stuff than Walmart. Walmart's kind of like I don't even like to go to Walmart. There's something really depressing about Walmart.
Evidently, you fucking word on the street. The fucking Walmart over there in Sanford where we used to live. I used to go there and fucking get good deals. It was fine. It was evidently the one that's here is fucking shady. Real shady. I gotta go check for myself.
I remember the one that used to be by my old apartment in I think Winter Park.
Yeah.
I was like, I would go to that because it was like the closest, cheapest thing, like to buy groceries, but I hated going there every week. It was like so shifty.
Yeah.
And it's just, I understand why people shop there. Look, I don't shit on anybody for shopping anywhere because it's like, look, you do what you got to do, okay? But, everybody's broke. We're all like just fucking struggling through the shit. I'm not going to like judge you. But Walmart's bum me out. Just go. I don't know. It's just like a whole vibe, man. What the fuck is the vibe with that store that they have?
Some of them are kind of grubby looking and worn out. Well, they're saving money by not putting decor, and it's just very functional. But Walmart's where you go if you want to get a case of damn Spam, or if you want to get a whole bunch of fucking like dried or powdered milk. You know what I mean? It's where people are like, what are you talking about? Fucking powdered milk's good for fucking recipes. It's good for hurricanes. You're going to get Nido, and that's like down in the Hispanic section. They got 2 different kinds of Nido. They got regular Nido, and then they got the Nido that you can use for baby formula. It's got all the stuff in there for babies and shit. It's where you go if you want to get like big cases of ramen noodles. It's
like
you get
if
a
you
good
want
deal on it.
like I said, I think I said this on the last show, but for whatever reason, like the last couple weeks, I've become obsessed with the whole like subgenre of YouTube videos that are like extreme grocery haul challenges, where it's like I ate for a week for $10 and I made 21 meals. And like I'm fascinated by what they buy, and almost always, not always, but sometimes they shop at Walmart. A lot of times they do Aldi though. Yeah. Although there's a whole subgenre of them that do entire grocery hauls and 21 meals for the week at Dollar Tree. Yeah. So they'll buy $10 worth of stuff at Dollar Tree and make 21 meals out of it. Yeah. And that shit is impressive. I'm impressed. Yeah. I'm impressed.
I wouldn't buy fresh vegetables there, but it's good for like canned stuff, dried beans.
Yeah, I mean because that's kind of the same everywhere. They can't fuck it up.
Can't fuck it up. Frozen chicken wings, frozen chicken patties. If you're looking for bullshit like that, you know.
I mean, they're good because their great value brand is usually cheaper. Yeah. Not always, but it is usually cheaper than some of the other things. If you need like staples. Yeah. Flour, sugar,
big old
spices,
thing of rice.
like a big old shit like that. It's good for that kind of stuff. Yeah. Fresh vegetables, like other kind of stuff, I would get someplace else.
Yeah, their selection always looks like shitty. I'd go
someplace else.
Fresh vegetables and meat, their selection always looks shitty. Frozen stuff, canned stuff, big bulk stuff, big old things of them damn fucking cereals, those multi-meal cereals. I like their copy of fucking Lucky Charms. They got fake Lucky Charms, the multi-meal cereal. Get a big old thing of that. I don't even know if that still exists.
Fucky Charms.
Yeah, Fucky Charms. They're big old things of damn. I like cereal. Frosted Flakes, and you keep talking about Frosted Mini Wheats like you've been thinking about Mini Wheats.
Honestly, Frosted Mini Wheats is one of my favorite cereals. Yeah. Frosted Mini Wheats.
Like the white ones or the brown ones?
What do you mean?
There's two different kinds. There's like white ones and there's brown ones, right?
No.
I was thinking of Chex. Yeah. The Mini Wheats, they're all kind of tan colored, right? And they're frosted only on one side?
Yeah, they're frosted, hence Frosted Mini Wheats.
But I thought some of them were bran and they're darker.
No.
No? Okay.
I mean, they have just like regular ass Mini Wheats that aren't frosted, that don't have like the sugar frosting on there. But you kind of need that little bit of sugar frosting on there because, they're okay by themselves, but they kind of need that little thing of sugar. Frosted Mini Wheats, probably my favorite cereal. My second favorite one, I don't even know if they make these anymore. I like any ones. I like Honey Bunches of Oats, or ones that have like real thick crunchy flakes and like chunks of like nuts and granola and shit like that. I like crunchy ass cereal. I don't like no soggy ass cereal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Captain Crunch is good too.
Tito's asked about Costco. If we should shop there. I've never been to a Costco. I don't think.
We go to Sam's. We have a Sam's membership. Yeah. There are Costco's around here, but I can't think offhand like where one is. I know there's one around here, but I've never seen it.
Sam's is where you go for certain things, man. The fucking prices.
Yeah, Sam's is kind of the same.
It's buying this bulk though, the big.
Yeah.
Yeah, big stuff. But
we do a Sam's run
once a month.
Once every couple months, once every 6 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
And then that's where shit that we use a lot of, coffee, eggs, rice, shit like that. Cheryl was saying that she spends $1,000 a month in groceries. How do they do it? Like $10 a week? It's a lot of rice and beans, not gonna lie. Yeah. For protein, it's almost always eggs and or chicken.
For us?
No. Oh. I'm talking about like the videos.
The videos?
That's what we're talking about. So usually you're gonna see them buy about the same things because they're buying things that are filling, that are, fairly nutritious and will go a long way, and that you could put in a lot of different dishes. Yeah. So you'll see a lot of them buy like a big thing of brown rice, a big thing of beans and or lentils. You'll see them buy like a whole chicken, and they'll use that for 2 or 3 different dishes during the week. You'll see them buy like some other starches, like maybe a bag of potatoes or maybe like a big thing of pasta or something like that. And then sometimes they'll get like some fresh vegetables. Almost always they will get at least 1 onion and at least 1 garlic clove for flavor because, you're going to be eating they eat a lot of Mexican food too. Yeah. They'll usually buy like a big thing of tortillas because you can do a lot of shit with that.
Yeah.
Cheaply.
We do it.
Yeah, we do it too. Yeah. And they'll do a lot of casseroles. They do a lot of casseroles and a lot of soup, like a lot of homemade soup.
You would be surprised what you could do with eggs.
Oh, and oatmeal. We'll buy a lot of. Oh, and a big thing of flour, because with flour you can make muffins, you can make bread, you can make noodles.
Yeah.
You can make all different things with that.
Yeah. You'd be surprised what you could do with eggs. There's a lot of nutrition in eggs, and it's very low cost. A good example would be like China. China has shit meat quality, and the good quality meat that they do have is very expensive. So bodybuilders in China really can't afford to fucking get protein from meat there. It would cost them an arm and a leg. So they do it with eggs. Those dudes will eat 9 eggs a day in China.
I love eggs.
To meet protein requirements. But they do the eggs in different ways each time. But it's egg protein that they're doing.
You can do a shit ton of different stuff with eggs.
And when you look at what they're paying a week, you know what I mean? It's not much. So eggs really do punch way above their weight when you actually look at the price.
Yeah, I mean, they're very cheap and they're very nutritious, and you can do a lot of different shit with them.
Yeah, and if you focus on eggs instead of buying them by the dozen, you want to buy them by the case.
That's what we do.
And I don't even think I paid $20 for a case of eggs.
Because I love eggs.
I think it's like $17, and there's a shit ton of eggs, lots of them, big box. Like
it's a big box.
Big box. I think it's like.
And we usually use them all.
Yeah, use them all. It takes about a month. You know what I mean? But if I was gonna, if my only source of protein, like if I was in a Chinese situation where meat sucked, I'd buy 2 or 3 cases a month, and just eat 9 eggs a day.
I could do that.
Yeah. Eat some for breakfast, and then you do them differently for lunch, and then you're using them in other things. Like you could take eggs and mix them with fucking with oatmeal and oats, and then bake it in something. You know what I mean? And make like a meatloaf.
You can mix it with flour and make egg noodles.
Yeah, you can do all kinds of stuff with it.
You could do all kind of different stuff with it. And honestly, like nowadays, everybody makes those egg bites, which are super easy.
Yeah.
You make them like in a muffin tin. You just put some fresh veggies, some eggs in a muffin tin. You put them in the oven, and it makes like little egg bites. They even sell them at Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks and shit
I'd
like that.
have a lot of
Delicious.
egg burritos, egg tacos.
Yeah, you could do shit like that too.
Yeah.
You could put them in ramen.
Ramen.
We do that all the time. Honestly, we used to we used to hard boil like, a dozen eggs at a time.
Yeah.
And then you'd have them in the fridge. You could either have them for breakfast, you'd have a couple hard boiled eggs and a cup of coffee,
Stir-fried rice with a bunch of eggs in it.
Yeah. Or we would make ramen noodles and throw a couple hard boiled eggs in there.
Yeah.
And some, veggies and shit. So, Tila says, lately I've been doing sourdough toast, smear on avocado and put an egg on top with hot sauce. See, now that sounds delicious. Delicious. And honestly, that's something that I've seen a lot on those videos too, is like a lot of them will do like toast with, they'll buy like one avocado for the week and then they'll cut it up in little pieces so they can like use it all week long. They'll like smear it on toast and then like put an egg on top. Oh yeah.
Louis Hernandez says a couple of cans of tomato sauce, some packages of pasta, rice, beans, and tortillas. You can feed a lot of people.
And honestly, that's
how us Mexicans survive.
A lot of the videos are that. It's like they'll get like a can of, tomato sauce or diced tomatoes, a big thing of tortillas, some rice and beans.
Yeah.
And honestly, most of the meals they make are Mexican.
Yeah.
Are Mexican style.
The thing is, though, look, I gotta say something, Hernandez. You look at the physique of a Mexican, you can see there's too much damn carbohydrates. Little Mexican guys, even the ones in the cartels, man, the little short dudes, fucking pot-bellied. That's because they're eating like that. Not enough protein. They're eating all that damn carbohydrate. It just turns into sugar. It's calories, but it's not nutrition. Y'all need to stop them damn carbohydrates and supplant it with something with protein. Whey protein, like the fucking whey shakes protein, that helps a lot. The problem is that the prices haven't gone down on that. It's still like $30 for 5 pounds of fucking whey protein. And eggs. If you were to take a Mexican diet, I do cook a lot of Mexican.
We do a lot. We eat a lot of Mexican food.
But and it is good, but I try to really make it a lot heavier in protein than carbohydrates. Less tortillas, less rice, less beans, more meat, more vegetables. And you won't get that dad bod. We call it dad bod here. Short, fucking dumpy.
Cheryl says, I go through 24 eggs every 2 weeks, but the dog eats them too.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I lived alone, and I was usually broke and didn't have a shit ton of money to spend on groceries, eggs were my go-to, man. Honestly, I would eat fried eggs for dinner or boiled eggs for dinner lots of times. I mean, they're easy. They're very filling. I would need 2, and I'm like, okay, I'm full. You know, they're good for you. So that was my whole thing. Way too much carbs, Tom. You're right about that for sure.
Way too much carbs.
Yeah. And I get that you have to kind of balance, it's better to have any food at all than like calories if you're starving, obviously.
Well, I grew up my teens in Brazil. Brazil was the same way. In Brazil, carbs were fucking cheap. You know, pasta, rice, potatoes, beans.
They still are.
And bread. So they ate lots of it. They compensated for quality with quantity. And it did taste good. What they made tasted great. But it put a lot of fat on you. And Brazilians ate a lot of that shit. But what I noticed in Sao Paulo, they tended not to get that fat. And it's because they fucking drank pinga with cachaça, or it was like moonshine, and they fucking danced constantly. They were dancing motherfuckers. They were very physical. A lot of hard physical labor. But you could tell that a lot of Brazilians were protein starved. There's just not enough protein in that diet. You know? You can't live off of that forever and maintain a good physique. Although I'm looking back in my brain during that time, the people I'm talking about were mostly in their 20s and 30s, so really age hadn't caught up with them yet.
Yeah, it might have been that. Because honestly, when you're still in your 20s, you can get away with eating a bunch of shit without...
Right. The older people did have dad bod.
Once you hit 30, 35...
you can't take that.
Can't get away with shit you used to be able to get away with anymore, sadly.
You gotta really watch carbohydrates.
Yeah. Because honestly, shit, man.
Yeah.
I knew, growing up with, but especially dudes. I kind of feel like dudes have it a little bit easier because they seem to, like, burn fat much easier.
Testosterone.
Yeah. So dudes could, like, eat. Man, I've seen dudes, like, in their 20s, they would, like, go out drinking beers and beers and beers. They would inhale a whole entire pizza. Yeah. They'd wake up the next day, they eat, like, a big giant fucking burrito, and they were, like, skinny.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how is this possible? Dude, man.
Yeah.
I eat one bite of a cupcake and gain a pound.
Con's in there saying, I'm going to send you this mole video. Yeah, there's this really good YouTuber that Con sent me a link to. Her name is the name of the channel is Cooking con Claudia. Cooking con Claudia. And Claudia, you know. And she's a little Mexican girl, and she teaches you how to cook these dishes. And it's a good channel. And she can make something out of nothing. I'm going to plug that channel. Cooking con Claudia. It's a good channel. But like I told you, fucking Con, y'all eating too much goddamn carbohydrates, and you fucking fry everything in them damn fucking oils and pig fat. I don't understand how y'all fucking, I don't know if that got that damn Aztec genetics or something. I don't know why y'all don't have fucking quadruple bypasses by 50. Eating all that damn pork grease. A white person couldn't eat that and get away with it.
Well,
it must be genetics.
I certainly could not.
It must be genetics. I don't understand how y'all living as long as you can. Eating all that
Seriously,
damn pork
I kind of like, look, DJ Maniac says, I'm in my 40s and I can still do that. I can't gain weight. I've tried.
Yeah.
You shut up right now.
Yeah.
I wish that I had those fucking genetics.
Yeah.
I wish.
Don't get me wrong, Con.
I have to. If I
love pork grease, my dad nearly died for it.
I love that shit.
We like
but honestly,
it just fucks us up, man.
I can't. Honestly, if I want to lose weight, like you remember, like a few years ago when I lost like 80, 90 pounds.
Yeah.
I had to literally eat. I had to eat under 1,000 calories a day, which is not a lot. In case seriously, every coffee I had no creamer, no sugar. I just drank coffee black. Everything was the lowest possible calorie, and then it was hard, and I still had to like fucking do bike every day. I had to like fucking run every day. I had to do this and that. And it was really, really difficult. And my body just does not want to let go of weight. I have to eat practically nothing to lose weight. Practically nothing. I have to eat under 1,000 calories a day. And which is not ideal. And honestly, like most nutritionists, well, that's like not enough calories to sustain blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, look, I'm either going to eat under 1,000 calories and be thin, or I'm going to eat over 1,000 calories and be fat. That's just the way my body works. Sorry, but that's just the way it is. Gilded Age Phoenix says, sitting here looking at that Nosferatu poster in the background, I think something has to be said. Tom could totally pull off Nosferatu at Halloween time. The profiles match up perfectly. Oh, and you know what? Now that I'm looking at that, that's my favorite poster, by the way. I love that. I got that in Britain like many, many years ago. I think my ex-mother-in-law bought me that for my birthday, like 20 years ago or something. Tom has a jacket very, very similar to that. Yeah, and he's bald. All he needs is like some pointy-ass ears. Yeah, I can see it. We're already thinking about Halloween because I'm like... So Halloween always sneaks up on me, so I'm always kind of like... I think I said this on last week's show. It was kind of like, man, I'm already thinking about what should I do for Halloween this year because I don't want it to sneak up on me. I want to like buy a little bit at a time so I'm not, you know, pressed for cash when the time comes. Tila says... Oh, wait. Where'd it go? I lost it. Tila says, my boy cousins in high school, oh my god, they eat their asses off. Thanksgiving, they have 3 or 4 full plates. See, honestly, I wish I could eat like that. I really do. Honestly, even when I was young, I couldn't eat like that. Every year at Thanksgiving, we have so much food, you guys. And it's just, and I look forward to it all year. I'm like, oh boy. Like a big turkey and like all the potatoes and stuffing and all of this pumpkin pie and all that. I eat 1 plate and then I'm like, and now I'm gonna puke. I don't understand. I try to eat a little bit more. I'm like, nope, gonna throw up. So I don't understand how people can eat like 3 or 4. I don't even understand how when we go to the Chinese buffet, I don't understand how you can eat more than 2 plates of stuff. Because I eat 1 plate of stuff and I'm like, I'm probably pretty okay. I'm going to go back and try out a couple little things that I didn't. And then I'm like, oh no.
Are they saying I look like a ripped fucking Klaus fucking Kinski? I don't know.
They said you need to be Nosferatu. Like they see the poster. Because you have a coat kind of like that.
Yeah.
That would be a good Halloween
I got
costume.
one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, you have a coat like that.
Put my hand in.
Yeah, you could. See, you can do it. You could do it. Oh, he couldn't resist.
Can't resist.
He couldn't resist it. Goodness, Tom. You're so vain.
No,
you probably think this podcast is about you. I can't exactly remember the tune of that song.
You're so vain.
I know.
I probably think the song is about you. I can't go that high. That's 70s shit.
My mom had that album.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we're so funny.
I haven't done fucking like goth makeup in a long time.
Yeah, when was the last? I think the last time I remember you doing it was Vampire Ball,
yeah,
which was a few years back.
A few years back
in Tampa. That was fun, but holy crap, that Vampire Ball in Tampa, it's at the castle.
Yeah.
40 million people came to that.
I know.
I mean, it felt like 40 million people. I don't have fun
when it's that crowded, actually.
Well, you can't really, like, move around. You can't even, like, get a drink at the bar. You have to stand there for, like, half an hour because there's... Oh, Pookie!
I'll get you, Pookie.
Hey.
Say hi to everybody.
Do you know what Pookie has been doing all day today? She has been jumping up... Like, Mommy was over there at her desk, and I'm over there working. She has decided... She jumps up on my desk and starts licking my keyboard. I'm not entirely sure if... There's something on the keyboard that's delicious to her.
Sweat.
Maybe.
Finger sweat.
So it's like now I have to wash my keyboard every day because she's
Yeah.
probably like jumping up and like licking it all night. She was like really getting into it too. She like sat down and everything. She like sat down. She's like, okay, I gotta like spend some time on this. And then she's like licking all the buttons, and I'm just like, oh my god, Jesus Christ. I was trying to like read a book like on my ebook thing, and I was just kind of like, I couldn't do it because she kept licking and it kept like skipping pages. So this is what having a cat is like.
All right, see you around, Mago.
John Gora said, was that Carole King? The song? No, You're So Vain was Carly Simon.
Carly Simon, I think.
That was Carly Simon. Carole King was, she did all those songs from that fucking
Pookie's watching
Alligators
you talk.
Everywhere. All
She's
that
watching you talk
Is
on
she?
the screen. Yeah, she's like, what?
She's like, why? Wait,
She's over
mommy's there.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
like little,
Where is she? Rubbing on your hand.
and then mommy's there and
Rubbing on
she's
your
big.
hand.
I don't understand how this
Rubbing
happens.
on your head.
This also, you know what she did last night? I think it was 5 a.m. And I mean, I'm kind of used. It doesn't even really wake me up fully anymore because I'm so used to her little paws. Like, hey, I'm walking up your body, like boop boop boop, and like her little legs come up. And she came up. I was laying on my side, and I had kind of a blanket sort of halfway over my head like that. And she comes up and she's like, "Gonna make biscuits on your head, okay?" And she just goes
Yeah.
at like 5 a.m. And I just like, I mean, you can't help but laugh. It's like, it's absurd. Because, you know, she does it like it's her job.
All right, so is there any other questions? You guys have any questions about any other cases in the in the past that we've done? Oh, look at Pookie. She's playing with the mice. She's got her toy mice. Yeah,
Get
kick
your
it,
mouth
kick
in.
it, kick it.
Get it,
Get it. She's,
Oh my goodness.
she's throwing it around. She's fucking hilarious.
She's like, I'm pretending it's alive.
yeah.
Whoosh. She throws it and then chases it.
It's ice. Hold on.
Tila says, can you imagine Pookie with a diamond collar? So cool. She did not like we got her some little reflective collars when she used to go outside, which she does not anymore now that we're at our new house, because I don't really like the idea of her going outside here. It's too open and there's too many animals. It's too rural. So we don't let her out anymore. But when she used to go outside at our old house, which was safer, she did have a little pink collar with reflective stuff on it. And it was so funny because the first time we put that on her, she was just like not having it. She was like ducking down, trying to like escape. She got used to it after. I mean, she got to a point, we actually trained her where if she wanted to go outside, she understood that she had to have the collar on. She didn't have it on all the time. We didn't put it on her inside the house. But she understood that if she wanted to go outside, she had to have the collar on. So if she wanted to go out, she would like wait there with her little neck extended. So we would put the collar on and she'd be like, okay, thank you. But I don't know. It's like every time like a holiday rolls around, like Halloween or something, it's like I get those little emails from Chewy with all the little cat and dog costumes. And I always look at them, I'm like, I should get Pookie a little Halloween costume. She wouldn't wear it though. She wouldn't wear it. I was gonna get her a little sweater. They had a little sweater and it was only like $6 or $7 with like, it was a little black sweater with like little skulls on it. And I was like, oh.
Cheryl, the ice maker that we got it from Sam's, but I think it's on Amazon also. It's Frigidaire. They're about $90 to $95 delivered. They're worth it. They come in a box about that big.
It's handy.
That's the one. Very handy. It's working good.
I mean, like I said, it's handy because we have an ice maker downstairs, but we're lazy, so we don't want to like walk all the way downstairs.
It's not big.
It's nice to have one up here.
And when you turn it off, all the ice melts and all the water goes down to the reservoir again. It's all recycled.
Yeah. It's good for the two of us, just, you know, two of us making drinks over the course of the show.
It can easily keep up with 2 people making drinks that size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes after we've done the show, like I'll get up the next morning and there'll still be ice in there
it takes
that I
long.
can use for ice water in the morning. Can you guys do cases about old cases? What does that mean?
Really old cases.
Really old case. Oh yeah,
Well, we do that.
yeah, we've done that. I don't have any time limit. Honestly, I'm kind of a big fan. Well, I don't know if that's the right thing to say, but I'm kind of really into. For whatever reason, I'm really into like old late 19th century, early 20th century crimes. Maybe because I know that they'll never be solved, so it'll always be like a mystery. So I'm always like fascinated by those.
Aslan's asking when we're going to do a Wrath of Khan review.
Shit, we haven't done one of those, have we?
If I do a Wrath of Khan review, we'll do the entire Star Trek movie series.
Because you have all of them.
I have them all. So we'll do with motion picture, Wrath of Khan, and then all the ones.
Maybe we
all
should
the ones
do
after that. We can do because
I thought
those
we'd done
movies
that
ranged
already.
from excellent to okay.
Because we watched all of them recent, like within the
Yeah.
past couple of years.
Yeah.
We watched all of them because we have them all.
Some of them were kind of corny, but they were all okay.
That's okay though.
Yeah.
Honestly, more Kirk, Spock, and Bones.
Yeah.
I'm a fan, even if they're being silly and goofy. I don't mind it. The Black Dahlia, we already did a show about that. The Blue Dahlia was the movie. That's what she was named after. Y'all, they're remaking The Exorcist.
Bad idea.
I heard, shit, man, what was it? I heard they were, just today, I heard they were remaking something else. But I wasn't mad about it because I thought, oh, well, okay. But now I can't remember what it is. Why do they have to remake? Well, honestly, they already did, like, a couple of prequels, right? Recently.
Yeah.
Fairly recently. That I heard weren't bad, actually. But, Gilded Age Phoenix says, I like 18th and 19th century peddler transient murders. Yeah, see, I don't know why, but the more recent a crime gets, the less interesting it is to me.
Now, T said they're remaking Salem's Lot.
Oh, no, I did hear about that. Well, I don't know if that's... That doesn't necessarily mean it's a remake. It might just be another adaptation of the novel.
There was another remake of Salem's Lot, I think also made for TV, that was kind of flopped, but they say it was kind of closer to the book. That made for TV Salem's Lot, I have it on fucking DVD. It's an excellent made for TV movie.
I love that. I still love that.
A lot of it was the way that Mr. Barlow, the way he looked. It was spooky.
Well, he was based on Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Also. He looked like a monster.
I don't know. It all depends on how they remake it. I would say, yeah, remake it, but remake it well.
I could see another adaptation of Salem's Lot. I'm not mad about that. Because, like I said, it was a novel first, and if you want to do another adaptation of it, because, you know, the original was made for TV, and that was a long time ago. That was, like, late 70s.
Some people were pissed off at Dr. Sleep. We saw Dr. Sleep in the theater. I liked it.
I liked Dr. Sleep as well.
Got the...
I honestly, and this may be a controversial statement, I liked the movie better than the book.
Then we got
You didn't read the book, did you?
No.
I did.
We got the director's cut Blu-ray, and it's fucking great. The director's cut Blu-ray of Dr. Sleep's fucking better than the movie. I liked it. Yeah.
The thing is, though, there's so many... Stephen King, fuck him, has, like, written so much stuff. And so much good stuff. That has never been adapted to film. I mean, I don't know. Maybe, like, some other writers should be given a chance. Because, to be fair, a lot of Stephen King stuff has been adapted to film. Just because he's written so much. And honestly, so much of his shit has been adapted to film... that some of his, like, short stories or other novels that I didn't know about got adapted to movies, and I didn't even know about it.
Yeah.
So, but, you know, if you're going to do... I kind of feel like if you're going to do a movie of a Stephen King thing, do a movie that hasn't been done before.
Yeah.
Although I'm not bothered about Salem's Lot being redone. Although, another thing, too, is I'm not a big fan of vampire shit because I feel like, what else can you do with that?
I don't think they'll remake Salem Phantasm. It's more likely that they'll add a 6th movie to the series. Because that movie's kind of privately owned by a dude, 'who owns that property, and that's his baby. if you ask me, and I've said this before on other shows, when it comes to horror series, Phantasm was the best one. It was the longest one, and
it was the most consistently
continuity.
entertaining.
Had the most continuity. It had the most originality. It was building its own lore. It's its own thing. Each one of those movies built upon itself. That could only be done by basically a single man with a single vision, and this is his baby. And this is, you know what I mean? And it's just...
And it's weird as shit, and he's like unapologetic about it, which is rad.
It's not something you want to give to a Hollywood studio. They will fuck that up. I think number 2 was done by a Hollywood studio, but they actually did a good job with it. Wasn't it number 2?
Yeah. Honestly, Phantasm 2, I would argue, is actually...
Yeah.
That's the way Hollywood should be approaching horror franchises, because they actually did that right.
They did that right. But 5, I fucking loved them all the way up to 5.
Yeah, they were all good.
Each one was actually kind of better than the one before it, and the continuity, the world building.
Can we just say
great.
that, I mean, Reggie Bannister.
And how sexy Reg is, how those women love that fucking bald-ass head. And fucking Reg the dick slinger.
He's so awesome.
Fucking, it's just...
That character is just... He's such a great character. He's such a great character.
Yeah.
They were absolutely correct to like carry him on through the whole thing and make it like a road movie. Yeah. And it just got weirder and weirder. And it's like, I love it. I love that.
It's so common for dudes like Reg to get so much action from those 22, 23-year-old women that look like that. I mean, it's just, you know what I mean? I kind of was not impressed because I'm like, oh, that happens all the time with dudes that look like that. Why are they making this a big deal?
Well, it does, though. I mean...
That fuck was awesome, man.
Reg could pull.
Yeah, Reg was pulling. I don't know how he was pulling, but he was pulling.
Because he's funny and cool. How many times do I have to tell you on this show? It doesn't matter if you're old and bald and shit like that. Are you funny? Are you cool? Are you good at shit?
It was a great series. It was a great series.
You could pull.
And I think it doesn't get the fucking recognition that it should. I mean, Evil Dead got a lot of recognition and Ash.
I do love Evil.
That is a really good series too. But man, when it came to originality and just something made up by just one dude, basically.
I will say, like,
team.
Evil Dead consistently, because they had, 3 movies, and then they had the series. And the series, if you haven't seen the series
is great.
It's so good.
The series is better than the movies.
It's so good. Yeah. I love the series so much. When's
the new series? When's the new season coming out?
What'd they do, 2 or 3 seasons of that? Oh my god, it was just...
Lee Majors was in the series. Come on.
It was
Ash's dad was Lee Majors.
Honestly, the scene with Ash getting stuck in the butthole of a corpse made the whole series for him. Like, this is the best thing I have ever seen in the history of mankind.
Read what fucking T said about Reg.
What did T say about Reg? Where?
He's so dang sexy. Yeah.
He's the star after the tall man. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How can you not fucking love Reg? Yeah. Reg is fucking awesome.
Just how sexy
I would hit that.
Is.
I would hit that. I would hit that. He's fucking hilarious. John Goris brings up Bubba Hotep. Bubba Hotep was great. Yeah, we've reviewed that. Honestly, seriously, I love Bubba Hotep. I've seen it a million times.
Cap Guy brings up the Reanimator. Yeah, Reanimator series was right there with Phantasm.
Yeah, most of those were actually good. I kind of feel like just the first one gets all the love, understandably, because the first one was awesome. But the other ones in the series are totally worth watching, too.
Yeah, Phantasm, Evil Dead, and Reanimator, they're all right there. Those are the greats.
Well, the thing about the Phantasm series that we talk about a lot is I kind of, in my opinion at least,
get you another drink.
It was one of those ones that...
It was made with love.
Yeah, well, it was a completely original vision. It's totally weird. It's totally unapologetic about it's just building its own lore, and I love that. But I really like that each movie gave you something different, and each movie was totally worth watching. Like, it didn't lose quality at any point. Evil Dead did that too, but I kind of feel like, well, they only had 3 movies, but then it went to series, and that was like a lot later. So that's a little bit of a different situation. You know, it's not like I'm kind of comparing it against your bigger ticket horror franchises like Friday the 13th and, you know, Nightmare on Elm Street, stuff like that, which, you know, let's be honest, really like declined in quality as the time went on. And I'm not saying that there weren't like, I've seen all of the Friday the 13th movies. I've seen all of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies multiple times. So, but, you know, I don't think anyone's going to argue that some of them are, like, quality-wise, like, better than others, obviously. What have you got? Oh,
Well, I got my health wafers.
You got your health wafers.
Yes.
These are some of the cookies that he bought at Dollar General.
I got these at Dollar General store for $1.
When did I talk about this? He went to Dollar General without telling me. It's only, like, it's down the street. I could literally walk.
Right here.
I could literally walk to Dollar General. It's like, it's right there. It's right outside the housing complex. And he went there without saying anything and bought like 10. Well, no, I'm just saying that I don't say you need my permission. I'm just saying I didn't even know you went. Because if I'd known you were going, I'd have said, hey, bring me back like some, you know, coffee drinks or something.
Oh, yeah.
But you didn't ask me.
I forgot.
That's what I'm saying.
I wasn't going there, though. I was going to Publix.
To get, yeah.
For something else. And I said, I'm going to stop.
So then he stopped at Dollar General and bought like $15 worth of cookies. $16 worth of cookies.
Yeah.
And the cookie package, the whole package of cookies, and we're talking like a big package like that, are like $1 each.
Yeah.
So in the fridge in there, it's all sodas, which I don't drink, and Cookies. That's all that's in there.
They're great.
And this is why. And
Ghetto cookies.
And yet earlier you were berating people for eating too many carbs, and yet you were stuffing people. You're stuffing your face with cookies.
I'm not normal though.
Oh, so you're allowed to have cookies, but no one else is.
I'm on so much junk. I can eat anything. I have the metabolism of 4 15-year-olds.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on so much PGDs. I can eat anything.
You keep telling yourself that. I don't. Well, I'm not tempted by.
I worked out.
Honestly, the nice thing about you buying cookies and candy and stuff is that usually you buy stuff that I don't really like. So when he goes back,
try one of these wafers.
No, I don't like
Even
those.
Boogie wants to try. You want to try a wafer, Boogie?
Don't give her those.
I gave her some. She loved them.
Oh, she's like.
She's all, I remember the pink wafers.
She's here, like, oh, she did actually eat a piece of that.
I'm giving you a pink wafer.
She doesn't usually eat people food. The only people food I've seen her eat is, well, tuna fish, obviously. She likes whipped cream.
Yeah.
If you have like ice cream or like a sundae or something like that with whipped cream on it, she's very into the whipped cream. She'll stick her face in the bowl. She's like, I'm not
you
sure.
You don't want to eat it? I'll eat it if you don't eat it.
Well, she was gonna push it off the table.
Yeah. She's like, what happened?
It's like
now she's mad.
She was like looking at it, she was going like that, and then Tom took it away and she's like, what the fuck?
I gave her another one.
I was gonna push that off the table. Earlier today you didn't see, but you know why I have 3 pens there? Because she steals them. She picked one pen up in her mouth earlier. See?
Well, you fucked it up.
She pushed it off the table.
She's going down there today.
She pushed it off the table.
That's your dessert.
Has anybody figured out why cats push everything off tables?
Listen, she's eating it.
Is she?
Yeah.
No, she's not. She's licking it.
She crunched it and then spit it back out.
She's
you
like,
ate it last time. It's strawberry flavored. See?
Okay, she's kind of licking it.
Eat your wafer.
Is that good for her? I don't really know if she should be eating it.
How good her. It's just sugar.
At least it's not chocolate, so.
No.
Because I know cats and dogs aren't supposed to eat chocolate. It's like a strawberry wafer.
Strawberry wafer.
Tom doesn't care. He'll give him anything. She's just kind of like, I don't know how I feel about
Vegetable
this.
shortening, sugar, and fucking a little bit.
I thought that was funny though, how she like was very insistent about pushing it off the desk before she ate it.
Yeah.
She's like, this can't be here. This isn't the way. She's like,
you done? You're not done. You're not done.
She's like, no, I think I am done. Well, she has a ritual too. Like every single night, you know, we give her like regular food and like her little temptations and stuff. But I bought her in bulk like those Sheba meat sticks. She loves those. But we only give them to her like periodically because we don't always have them. And Tom keeps them in the drawer in the nightstand, like next to the bed. And she knows that they're in there. So every single night, like right around the same time, like right around 7 p.m., when we're kind of like relaxing in bed, like watching a movie or something, she comes in the room with her little short legs and goes up to the drawer and tries to like open the drawer or tries to like jump up on the thing. It's like, hey. And then she'll like sit there and like look at Tom like that, like expectantly. Like, where's my meat stick? But what?
She talking about where her husband does the same thing about buying things you don't like. Read it out so that people can see it.
You buy something I don't like. Jen, he does that on purpose. Yeah, I know. Hubs does the same thing. Oh, I didn't know you didn't like these, asshole.
No, I buy them. I don't care if you don't like them. I buy them.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
No, pull it back.
He doesn't care if I like him or not.
If she likes
And
them,
and like I said, he was going to Dollar General, and I would have said, hey, why don't you bring me like some Dunkin' Donuts, like coffee drinks or some Starbucks coffee or whatever the fuck they got
she's
there.
Right. She's rewriting history.
I'm not rewriting. You didn't even ask me.
No, you were working.
I know,
And
but
I was going to go to the Publix.
and get soda.
No, get booze.
Oh, okay.
Soda.
Yeah, the liquor store.
Yeah, and on the way back, I saw Dollar General. Says I'm gonna get some cookies.
Cookies.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about fucking
Cookie
coffee drinks. I was just even thinking.
He wasn't thinking about Jenny.
No.
No, of course
No.
not. Imagine that. Thinking about
I forgot about coffee.
being
drinks.
conscientious.
I forgot about coffee drinks. See how it goes. See how it goes, T. I'm supposed to know what she's thinking about. You might have been thinking about buying an ashtray, or thinking about buying a fucking wastebasket.
Why would I be thinking?
Why
about
would I
that?
think of a fucking coffee drink?
Because I've asked you to buy those for me like more than once. Like when you've gone to Dollar General, I was like, "Hey, see what if they have those like." See if they have those Dunkin' Donuts like Girl Scout cookie flavored coffee drinks. If they have those for cheap.
So when I go to, so what you're telling me is when I go to Dollar General store, I come back with a coffee drink. Is what you're trying to say? Off the top, coffee drink is on lock, right? Is that what you're telling me?
Wait, what?
What you're trying to tell me is that if I go to fucking Dollar General store, I better come back with a coffee drink.
I didn't say you better come back with that. I just all I said. That's
Oh, it's got to be my idea.
No.
If it's my idea,
no.
I'll come back with a coffee.
All I said was it would have been nice if you'd have asked me,
I didn't know where I was going.
and I might have said, "Oh, hey, why don't you check and see if they have
This
some of those
woman
coffee
logic,
drinks?"
woman logic. Khan, you see how it is? Khan of Aslan knows, he understands totally. His wife's the same way. Hold on, let me go put this up. He does, wife's the same way. Wife's the same way. I can't be a mind reader. Hold on.
Dudes are a mystery to me. Honestly, when I go somewhere, like when I go to a store or something, I usually ask him if he wants something. Or when I'm there, I'm like, oh, Tom might like that, so I'll pick it up. It's not weird. I don't understand why that's like weird or that's like out of the, I don't know. The way dudes' brains work is mystifying to me. I have no idea. I might not have even said that. Like he might have just come in and said, "Hey, I'm going to Dollar General. Do you want anything?" And I would have said, like, no, I don't need anything." But had he asked me, I might have said, "Oh, hey," because he has asked me before, "Hey, I'm going to Dollar General, to get XYZ." He had to get a new toilet seat or something. And I was just kind of like, "Oh yeah, bring me some if they have some of those like cheap ass." Because Dunkin' Donuts, I don't know if you can know, but they have those like bottled coffee drinks, and they're flavored like Girl Scout cookie flavors. They have a thin mint one, which isn't as good as you might imagine. I was a little disappointed. But the Samoa's one, I think it's Samoa's, is actually pretty good. Although I will say that I can only drink like half of it at the same time because it's a little much. It's very, very sweet. But that's good. It lasts longer. But, I'm just saying that I might not have asked him to get anything. It just would have been, I didn't even know he went. He came back and he's just kind of like, he comes back in my car, by the way. He doesn't have a car. He just has a motorcycle.
Are you still going on?
No, I just said, he comes
on,
back in my car and he like yells at me.
Who?
You did. You were like, you yelled like, "Hey, come help me get all this stuff upstairs." And I was just like, "What stuff? Where'd you go?"
All right, look.
And then like I had to carry like all these big cases of like, I'm like, where did you go? What happened? Where did you went somewhere?
If I go to Dollar General store, I'll bring you a coffee drink.
Thank you.
Okay, that's all. It sounds. I didn't know, but okay, I'll bring you a coffee drink. But look, Let me explain something to these people.
He's Tom's.
I'm getting ready to explain. At Dollar General Store. It is not the dollar store. There's a difference between the dollar store and
everything's not a dollar.
Everything's not a dollar.
Don't think that.
At the dollar store,
Now, at
everything's a
Dollar
dollar.
Tree, everything's a dollar.
Yeah.
I think.
Dollar General Store was made by a dude. His last name was Dollar. Okay.
So he has like
Right.
a loophole.
They put little general stores in this used to be a pretty rural area. Wherever there was like a place where they didn't have a grocery store, they put the general store there. And you'd be surprised what was in those little things. There'd be all kinds of
I
stuff.
was actually, the first time we went in there, because like I said, the Dollar General, we have a Publix and a Chinese restaurant and shit like a liquor store and shit like that, like within a mile. Like, not even a mile, I don't think. But
10 years ago, this was the fucking Boondocks.
The Dollar General is literally, I could walk to it.
Yeah.
It's like right outside of
Right.
our housing complex.
Right. They got almost a little bit of everything in there.
And the first time I went in there, it's very, very small. But the first time I went in there, I was like, holy fucking shit, they have everything in here.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not even talking about, like, food and, like, all that kind of stuff. They have... like,
Waste baskets.
toilet seats.
Yeah, they got all kinds of weird shit like that.
They have, like, shit
Makeup.
like that. Makeup. They have, well, they have, like, a whole section of... They have rugs.
Jeans.
They have, like, furniture.
Yeah.
I was just like, holy fucking shit. I could
And you
furnish
look
our
at it, you're
whole
like, what
house
the
in
fuck?
here
Right. So anyway...
for super cheap. I was flabbergasted.
They got their own store brand called Clover Valley. Don't get the fucking orange juice. It tastes like shit. But they have a section over there for cookies. Most of the packages of cookies are $1. The most expensive is $1.50. And that's like the fucking macaroon type, macadamia. Anyway. The cookie packages are that big. They're the size of a fucking big old pack of Oreos. They're $1.
And the cookies are not bad.
Yeah, they taste just like those McDonald Land cookies. Remember the McDonald Land
The lemon
cookies?
sandwich cookies are actually quite
Except
delightful.
they got sandwiches, and then they're like a McDonald Land cookie with but they're the size and shape of an Oreo, and in the middle of them, you either get vanilla frosting or lemon frosting.
Vanilla's pretty good too. The vanilla's pretty good too.
And then they got a chocolate one that's just like an Oreo.
I'm not super into Oreos.
I got
though,
some of
gotta
those
say.
in there too.
If I'm gonna eat an Oreo, it's gonna be a double stuff.
And then they got a fucking peanut butter version that's like a Nutter Butter.
The peanut butter ones
and they're
were
like $1.
We're all right.
You can get fat on them things over there, but I like the lemon ones.
Lemon ones are the best ones.
Yeah.
Although the vanilla ones are pretty good too.
Yeah.
Gotta say.
Yeah.
So we'll eat like a handful of those
Yeah.
like while we're watching a movie. But I mean, for $1, you can't really go wrong.
And then what I was looking for was what they call I was looking for sunshine lemon coolers. I thought those would be in there.
Oh, I remember those.
I can't find them. They didn't have it at Publix. If you guys don't know what those are,
Do they even make those anymore?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if Sunshine still exists. That was an older company. It was a round cookie, round flat cookie, that was kind of like just a regular white cookie, and it had instead of fucking chocolate chips in there, it had lemon chips, and then it was covered in powdered sugar. It was called a lemon cooler. Man. These things are fucking good.
See, man, lemon flavored anything, I'm on board with that.
We were like 12, 13, 14, fucking summertime in the South, eating those things by the box, getting fucking fat. Those bitches got you through puberty. Those things, man. Remember them fucking things?
Yeah.
And they were cheap. You get a whole box of them.
Tila says, how many bags of cookies did Tom get at the ghetto dollar store?
Like 12.
I think it was 12 bags
Like
of
12
cookies.
of them.
Well, I didn't know.
No,
like
not 12 of them. More like 8 of them. The rest of the shit for $1 I got the fucking $1 gummy bears.
Oh, that's right. He
I
got some.
the
You got
$1
lemon heads.
Lemon heads.
I don't like
$1
those.
chocolate bars. They had fucking.
Okay, now those were good.
Those were good. They were caramel salt.
Yeah, the sea salt.
Sea salted
and,
caramel
caramel.
chocolate bars. But
Those were decent.
yeah, and it's their brand. They're good. Yeah. But out of the cookies, I think I got about 8 big old packs of cookies.
I mean, there's still a ton. We haven't eaten
Still got a
them all.
bunch of them. Yeah.
There's still a shit ton of it. Every time I open the mini fridge to get ice, I'm just like, man.
Two of them cookies.
Look at all those cookies in there.
Two of those fucking packs were packs of wafers. The wafers were that big and that thick. I can't eat them all in one sitting for $1. Eat like 1/3 of them at a time.
Oh, you could if you really tried, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
The thing about it, though, like I
They only
said,
had 3 flavors: chocolate, vanilla, strawberry.
and see, what we've talked about before, like, Tom is more into, like, fruity
Fruity
shit.
Yeah.
And I'm more into like chocolate and nuts and stuff like that. Not always. It depends on what it is.
You didn't see those other cookies I got in there, though.
What?
Chocolate covered Girl Scout cookies from Clover Valley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Girl Scout cookie. You know, the chocolate, minty chocolate.
Oh, the thin mint.
The thin mint, but they're covered in chocolate.
Oh, okay.
It's like a Girl Scout cookie, but they're square.
Oh, like the like grasshoppers.
Like grasshoppers, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good. You should put those in the freezer.
They are in the freezer. No, they're in the refrigerator.
Put them in the freezer.
Those are. I got those for like $1.30.
Those are way
they were
better
a little bit
when
more
they're frozen.
Yeah.
If you like thin mints like the Girl Scout cookies, get Keebler grasshoppers because they're pretty much the same thing. But freeze them; they're much better. But the thing about it though is that I'm kind of like, look, I'm the type of person that'll get fat if they just like sniff a cupcake. So if I'm gonna have a cookie or if I'm gonna have a dessert, I want it to be something that I really, really like. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna like waste a bunch of empty calories on something I don't really enjoy. So I don't really like, because like I said, a lot of times when we go to the movies, like he'll go to CVS and like buy candy and he'll get like gummy bears and stuff. And he's always like trying to give me gummy. Like, look, I don't want any fucking gummy bears, okay? It's just because to me, that's just calories that I don't like gummy bears. It's just like, it's a bunch of calories and it's not something I enjoy. If I'm going to get candy, go to the movie, I want some fucking, chocolate covered almonds or some fucking snow caps or something like that. I want something like that. So I don't want to waste calories on something I don't really like. So most of the time I'm safe because honestly, if I go to the store, I don't buy candy. Almost never. Like I said, if I'm going to buy something like that's a treat, I'll buy like a coffee drink or something, but I don't buy a lot of candy as a treat for myself.
She's talking bad about me. This is my proof.
I'm not talking bad about you.
Yeah, I don't eat it all at once. I eat them little by little.
Nobody said that.
Yeah, I eat them little by little. Okay. There's my lemon heads. But these are my dollar fucking gummy bears. They're good. They're just like any other gummy bear.
But like I said, you can buy those all day long because I don't like gummy bears. I don't like a lot of fruity candy. I don't like a lot of... The only fruity candy I like is maybe Starburst, but honestly, if I'm paying for candy and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to use up my daily stipulation of, treat calories on this candy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy like a fruity candy.
Well, Mary, they got the sour worms up there too for $1. Big old pack of them. They had them all.
Tila says Tom is doing a candy mukbang and I'm here for it.
Yep. I gotta stay off of that shit. How long we been on the show?
3 hours and 15
It's almost
minutes.
time to... Oh, man, it's a 4-hour show. It's time to come off.
Bridget says I love snow caps when I was younger. Honestly, you know what? Okay. I don't know if, maybe I'm high. I thought snow caps back in the old days used to be bigger. Like the size,
they were little.
The size of like a dime. I thought, or maybe like a little bit big, maybe like a nickel.
Oh no, yeah, that's how big they made them smaller. Than
Right.
that.
But nowadays, when you buy them, because I bought them a few times recently, like when we were going to the movies, and they're like, they're
the size of a chocolate chip. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a chocolate chip size, and I'm like, what the fuck?
No, they made them smaller.
Yeah, I thought they were like nickel size.
Yeah, they were
right?
a little bigger than that.
Okay, I thought it was like
Not your
imagining shit.
imagination.
Okay, good. I was
They're
worried
sourcing them from a different place.
because I was like looking in the box, going, "What the fuck? These are like little. They're like chocolate chips with fucking
No, they used to be
little
bigger.
white sprinkles on
They used
them."
to be about 3 times that size.
That's what I thought.
They did.
And I kind of feel like even the picture on the box still mistakenly gives you the impression
That they're big,
that
yeah.
they're larger.
Yeah.
So maybe that's kind of why I was still thinking that, because I remember always being surprised when I opened the box
snow caps are a ripoff.
and they're like fucking tiny. Well, no, you still get a lot, and I still enjoy them, so I don't think it's a ripoff.
They used to make
but
their own chocolate drops.
Yeah.
They're buying those chocolate drops now. Gotta be. That's chocolate chips that they're buying, and then just cover them. Save money.
Yeah. Tila says, I usually get Raisinets, Red Vines,
Those are
and a
good.
small popcorn. I don't love Raisinets. I used to like them when I was a kid, but I'm not a big fan of raisins. I do like chocolate-covered nuts, though. Honestly, if I bought any snack at the movies, which I don't usually, I would usually get the bag of like chocolate-covered almonds.
Publix makes their own Raisinets. Different kinds of chocolate and everything. They're big. They're better than the Raisinets. Just chocolate-covered raisins, man, they're fucking good. They got chocolate-covered almonds over there. Publix makes them.
Yes,
Real good.
That's more my speed.
You go in there and you get a scoop and you put them in a bag and you fucking walk out. I don't think every Publix has that, though.
Most of them do, though. I mean, every one that I've been in had that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
They even had dried fruit where you can get a bunch of dried, like, dried fucking pineapple or whatever.
I mean, chocolate-covered nuts.
Yeah.
I'm really into...
Trail mix. You can get trail mix.
Yeah, trail mix, I like that. I like, what was I going to say? There was a thing that's like, shit, I thought I was... I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, well.
Yeah. It's late. We've been on here for almost 4 hours.
It's not late. It's only 8:15.
We've been on for 4 hours, though.
No, it's 3 hours and 18 minutes.
18 minutes?
That's
Okay.
substantially less than 4 hours.
2.5 hours is the perfect size for a show, if you ask me.
Cheryl says, I don't know what red vines are. They're licorice.
Yeah.
It's red licorice, but not like Twizzlers. They're thinner.
Yeah, they're thinner and they're straight.
There's actually, in the candy world, there's a big rivalry between red Twizzlers and red vines. With some people, people coming down on even. Honestly, I don't like either one, so I don't have a dog in that fight. I'm just saying.
I like black licorice, especially Scandinavian black licorice. It's a lot better, kind of salty. What's up?
What's the matter, Pookie? She's making some kind of
She's calling me. What you need?
What's the matter?
What you need?
She's been talking all day today, man. I don't know what the hell is the matter with her. She's just kind of like, yeah. She's like, hey. She, you know what I mean? I washed up, I cleaned the bathroom and shit yesterday, and so I, cleaned that area, and I straightened up all my makeup in my dressing room. Pookie loves my hairbrush, and whenever I brush my hair, she gets like super upset because she'll jump up on my chest and she'll be like, why are you not brushing Pookie with this brush right now? Like, don't brush your hair, brush me. She likes to rub against the brush. So I cleaned the area where the hairbrush was, and I put the hairbrush in a different place, and she seems a little out of sorts about it. She kept jumping up on there and like looking for the brush. And then she kind of found it. She's like, wait, is this the brush? No. And then like she kept jumping up there and being like, "Mar, mar, mar." She kept like making noises like that. Where's the brush? She's very mad that I moved the brush. I didn't move it far, but I seriously can't brush my hair anymore because
Look at poop.
she's splayed out. She's got like her little, and then her back feet are like way behind her like that. Like she's in launch mode. And she's got a little bit like belly sticking out on the side. She's like so funny. Chocolate covered marshmallows. Meh. I'm not a marshmallow fan, but I know some people like them, but I don't really like marshmallows. Jenny, do a thinner review. I wanted to because they put that on Hulu not too long ago.
Jenny.
What?
Are you interested in selling your motorcycle gear?
Why'd you ask me that?
Because Melissa's looking for that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, she could have it.
I'll send her a picture.
I get a helmet and a jacket.
Yeah, she's actually looking for black, but I said, well, no, it's pink, black, and white, what you have, and you've really never used it.
Yeah, I just used it once or twice.
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's in the closet.
I mean, it's around here somewhere.
Yeah, it's around here.
I don't remember where it is. Do y'all have a brush for Pookie though? My boy's like, yeah, I do. I have like some of those brush gloves. And to be honest, I know this is weird, but a lot of times I just brush her with my hairbrush. And then I pull all her hair out, just brush my hair with it. I don't care. She likes my brush. I don't know. For whatever reason. But the weird thing is, like, I try to brush her with it, and she gets, like, she just wants to jam her face into the brush. So she just wants me to hold it there so she can go and push her face into it. The same as we were talking about like earlier with her meat sticks. You can't just put the meat stick on the floor and have her eat it. You have to hold it in your hand and hold it out for her like that, and then she'll eat it. If you put it on the floor, she won't eat it. She'll just leave it there. It has to be like a whole situation. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Tila says cats are the best. They are. I mean, you know. She's a brat, but, you know.
All right,
But I do love her
Let's
more
go
than
ahead and
anything.
wrap it up, Jim.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and wrap it up. The show's been going on for a long time. We're running out of things to talk about. Show's starting to get boring.
Okay.
Right. So go ahead.
All right. So have a good rest of Friday night, you guys, wherever the hell you are. We will be back on Sunday, probably talking about the world premiere, the movie that we saw.
I got you stacking.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So thanks everybody for dropping by. We will see you guys on Sunday afternoon. Bye.